your hands up. Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis.
Affordably and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality healthcare and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Live from downtown Norfolk, the Admirals take the ice at Scope Arena to continue their second longest homestand of the season with Game 2 of their 3-game series with the Central Division's Fort Wayne Komets. And we welcome you inside the broadcast booth here inside Scope Arena as the Admirals continue their 3-game weekend series against the Fort Wayne Komets. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right here for the Cox Mobile pregame show on the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network. Brad, welcome back into the broadcast. It was a good game for the Admirals on Wednesday in that first game despite the 3-1 loss. Just an unfortunate bounce leading to the Fort Wayne game-winning goal.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Admirals, they played a strong game. I thought throughout the night were really good defensively. Were mindful of their assignments, backtracking, picking up all that. And again, I mean, it wasn't even off a stanchion. It was somehow off the kick plate down there when Alex Worthington went behind the net in order to play that puck. And then it just bounced right to the front of the net and a wide open goal to go in.
And we'll take a look at some of those highlights right now from Wednesday's game. It was our first Wednesday home game of the season. Fort Wayne was tied with 61 points for the top of the Central Division. Brad's player to watch, Tatayev, getting the scoring started, and again, nothing Alex Worthington could do on his first goal against a backdoor dish.
Yeah, and on that first goal, and you'll hear it when I go over keys tonight, we got to watch those turnovers. This team's too good. They're going to make you pay.
Admirals killing off a penalty here just about 14 minutes into the first period. Good hard work from Chase Yoder, and Brandon Osmondson found a wide open front of the net and put it home for the Admirals' 6th shorthanded goal of the season. 4 of those 4 shorthanded goals were against Worcester. This most recent one was the tying goal at that time.
Yeah, it was all effort right there from Chase Yoder. Second, third effort to win that battle along the wall and find Osmondson all alone in front of the cage.
And you see him right there immediately pointing out the work that Chase Yoder did. Fedoruk scored on that shot on Sunday against Greensboro. Couldn't get the blast to get behind the goaltending of Janssen on Wednesday. He will not be starting tonight. And then there's that bounce out in front of Alex Worthington off the kick plate in the corner. Nothing that 31 in blue can do.
Yeah, I still don't know how that one ended up in front of the net, Nick. Usually that thing hits a stanchion and creates a weird bounce, but on that one, not something that's supposed to happen.
The Admirals losing a little bit of those battles in the defensive zone. Worthington would not allow another goal against while he was in the net. And then here, Braden Nicolette's doing what he does best, gets the crowd fired up, throwing some punches.
2 minutes of roughing.
Yes.
What they both got out of that, too. So.
Stonehouse, the recipient of some of those right-handed swings from Braden Nicolette's, and then the Admirals in crunch time with an empty net. Chase Yoder fired it right on goal. Janssen made the save. And Fort Wayne would eventually find the empty net to extend their lead to 2 and take Game 1 on Wednesday. By that 3-1 score, the Admirals out shooting the Fort Wayne Komets, Brad, and it was a really good effort for the Admirals despite that 3-1 loss.
Yeah, I mean, you think back to the Greensboro game and the bounce Jack O'Leary got off a skate on a 2-on-1. The hockey gods give it, the hockey gods taketh away sometimes, Nick. And on that one, I mean, the effort was there, the consistency, all 4 lines were moving on Wednesday night for this Admirals team, and sometimes the bounces just don't go your way. The same type of effort and attention to detail is going to be very, very important here tonight for Norfolk.
Getting you set for Game 2 between the Admirals and Komets here on the Cox Mobile pregame show. When we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals broadcast network, we'll bring you lineups for tonight, Brad's players to watch, and keys to success here for Friday night action from Scope Arena.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
Welcome back inside Scope Arena as we continue our Cox Mobile pregame show here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network, getting you set for Game 2 against the Fort Wayne Komets. And we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right here for the Cox Mobile pregame show. We already mentioned the highlights and the good effort that the Admirals put forth on Wednesday's game. It was the first Wednesday home game of the season. Let's take a look and see how the Admirals lineups have changed in the course of the past 48 hours leading into Game 2 tonight.
Yeah, this is the first time, Nick, in a long time we've seen some changes to this Norfolk lineup. Let's start with the absence of Braden Nicolettes. We saw that kind of odd moment that he went down in the first period. He looked really kind of shaken up. He missed a lot of time over this season with a lower body injury, so I have to imagine that he re-aggravated something, so he will be out tonight. But we haven't seen Pap, Hebert, and Florent broken up in quite a long while either. So the only consistent is Osmondson, Yoder, and O'Leary, along with the 6 defensemen. Everything else is kind of jumbled up there. Dylan Savinkov is going to play fourth line right wing with Marco Reifenberger and Nathan Knoll. So Andre Sutter is also going to jump up there in the second line right wing. So a little bit of different look right there to see if this team for Jeff Carr can generate a little bit more offense.
And for Andre Sutter, this is going to be just his 4th ECHL career game. He's got an assist and a goal in the same night back during that Greensboro series, and he was given credit for power play time and in the last minute of the game with the empty net, trying to get the score tied up against this Fort Wayne team. So Andre Sutter already being given that extra responsibility from head coach Jeff Carr, and then Christoph Papp, currently 5th among ECHL rookies for his shooting percentage, so potentially breaking up that top line, trying to add to that depth throughout the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know what we get out of Yoder, O'Leary, and Osmondson, and Sutter's earned the opportunity for some more ice time, and it's all about earning the opportunity. Then you got to take advantage of it for him, and I kind of agree there. Put Pap down with Dereau. Dereau kind of hasn't had the same pace since he returned from his injuries. So probably trying to spark him a little bit more offense. Obviously, Kevin Connolly, who went overseas, was that consistent second line center that's no longer there. So this team kind of searching for that offensive depth scoring.
Meanwhile, you flip to the other side for the Fort Wayne Komets. No changes in the lineup for the first place team in the Central Division.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like we said, they pulled 2 points ahead of the Toledo Walleye for the #1 seed in the Central Division, and a tremendous road team, 10-0-5 in their last 15 road games, 18 road wins on the season here. That Tatayev line is dangerous. Magura again. I mean, you look at Alex Aliardi, a former champion with the Florida Everblades here, Kelly Cup champion in the ECHL. So tons of weapons. Jalen Smerick, very dangerous, the former Norfolk Admiral on the back end as well for this Fort Wayne lineup.
Jalen Smerick currently leading the ECHL among defensemen for shots on goal. We'll give you the specific numbers as we get deeper into our broadcast on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. We'll continue our Cox Mobile pregame show. Brad, we're looking at your keys to victory here tonight.
Yeah, we're going to start #1. We mentioned it in the highlights there. Limit turnovers. We saw that quick strike ability of this high-powered Fort Wayne offense that is 5th in the ECHL in goals scored on Wednesday night. Twice scoring off turnovers, including the empty netter. It's going to be important for the Admirals to manage pucks to limit those opportunities for the Komets. #2, skate through contact. We saw on Wednesday Fort Wayne does a good job of closing off through the neutral zone and on zone entry. They drive through guys. They don't pull up. They constrict that time and space. The Admirals need to keep their feet moving through contact and have good puck support. And #3 is offensive chaos. Fort Wayne shuttered some really good looks from the Admirals on Wednesday. They play tight in the house. They are good and strong playing under sticks, create offensive chaos, throw pucks and bodies at the paint all night. It doesn't have to be pretty, Nick. It just has to be effective.
And I kind of attribute some of that offensive chaos to having a little bit of unpredictability. Sometimes you're now approaching that 50-game mark in a 72-game ECHL season. Sometimes you got to find different ways to spark your offense. Stop being so stale in the offense. You want to be simple and get the pucks on net, but sometimes doing the extra thing, doing the different thing for the offensive chaos, as you mentioned, can maybe spark that offense for the Admirals, who are still looking for their first 5-on-5 goal of this series.
Yeah, but also, like, you're going to do film and you're going to find weaknesses on teams that if you look at what Fort Wayne did defensively, they collapsed in and around. Like, there was some pop slot plays there for the Admirals on Wednesday night. As soon as that pass came, Fort Wayne was hard under sticks. A lot of missed, kind of one-time opportunities. They're just really good at shrinking the defensive zone and not giving a lot of time and space. So those little plays, those little passes, they might not be there. So in that case, you're the puck carrier. Instead of trying that little pass to the slot for the one-timer, put that thing towards the net. You get guys going there. It hits off a skate, big rebound off a pad. It gets deflected. Create offense in that way, that chaos. Get them scrambling in their defensive zone. That's going to pull them out of position and open up more opportunity.
And Brad, who are your players to watch tonight for both teams to try to get that working for the Admirals as well?
Well, if it looks similar, we're going to go pretty much the same that we've been going here. Kirill Tatayev sticking with who's hot. He's on a 4-game point streak with 6 points. For the Komets, he's produced at least 1 point in 9 of his last 10 games, 14 points in total during that stretch, including a goal on Wednesday night. And for the Admirals, after the 1-game switch up to Jack O'Leary, I'm back on Ozzy's side here as our player to watch tonight. He has 6 points in his last 4 games. He's got a +4 and 11 shots on goal in that stretch. He's been the most dangerous and consistent producer offensively for the Admirals over the last 4 games.
Brandon Osmondson sitting just 1 point shy of the 30-point mark this season, just a couple of points shy of that 100 career ECHL point mark, and one of 3 players on this Admirals team that has played in all 36 games to this point. Tonight being game 37, Josh McDougall and Jack O'Leary being the other 2 Admirals who have appeared in every single game for the Admirals in this season. Now it's time to look at tonight's starting goaltenders. One change for the Fort Wayne Komets. Alex Worthington stays in the net for the Admirals.
Yeah, if you look at Worthy for Norfolk, he stopped 20 of 22 on Wednesday night in that 3-1 loss to Fort Wayne, earning 3rd star game honors in his first start since January 24th. He's 1-10-2 on the season with a 4.01 goals against average. And for Nathaniel Day, he is a 2023 fifth-round pick of the Edmonton Oilers. He was assigned to Fort Wayne right at the end of last season. After spending 4 years with the Flint Firebirds in the Ontario Hockey League, he won his last 2 starts last weekend over Indy and over Toledo. He is 2-2-1 in his last 5 appearances.
Lights have dimmed inside Scope Arena. We're getting ready for the end of the pregame festivities, and this has been the Cox Mobile pregame show. When we come back to the Centerra Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network, we'll bring you starting lineups, national anthem, and puck drop between the Admirals and Komets here in just a few moments.
When you need medical care, ask Centerra Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, and the values we carry forward. That spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
It's time to send it down to ice level to get you set for tonight's Game 2 puck drop between the Norfolk Admirals and the #1 team in the Central Division, the Fort Wayne Komets. We'll send it down to public address announcer Brian Gimbel to tell you tonight's starting lineups, introduce the national anthem, and get ready for puck drop between the Admirals and Komets here for Friday night action at Scope Arena.
And now the starting lineup for your Norfolk Admirals, presented by Sky 4. On defense, number 5, Will Magnuson. On defense, number 10, Braden Ingo. At forward, number 17, Jaden Duro. At forward, number 22, Andre Sutter. At forward, number 24, Christoph Pass. And starting in goal, number 31, Alex Worthington. Fans, as we rally together and promote mental health awareness and services in our community tonight, we ask that you please turn your attention to center ice for tonight's ceremonial puck drop. Please welcome to the ice, Miss Riley Mooney. Riley serves as a volunteer for NAMI Coastal Virginia, a local nonprofit dedicated to providing services to those affected by mental illness right here in our community. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, would you please stand if you're able? Gentlemen, remove your caps for the singing of the national anthem. Here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome students from Butts Road Intermediate School. Butts Road Intermediate School. Hey, Marco, let's play hockey.
All right, Admirals fans, it's Friday night. It's time to play some hockey, and I think you know what to do. Get up, get loud, get crazy, get wild, and make some noise!
Ready for Friday night hockey here in downtown Norfolk. We welcome everybody in to the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network, ready to start period number 1. We thank you for joining us on Flow Hockey and our YouTube Live audio-only platform. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right, ready for the puck drop to start Game 2 of this 3-game series. No better way than to get acquainted with your new line mates than to start them up front. Christoph Papp centering Andre Sutter and Jaden Dureau as the Admirals in their navy blue uniforms move left to right across the ice surface. Fort Wayne Komets in their white uniforms trimmed in black and orange come the opposite direction right in towards the front of the net. And a back pass does not connect, and Christoph Papp will have it in the neutral zone, taken right away from him. Back comes Fort Wayne in the near circle. That shot gets blocked away off the left shin pad of Braden Engum. Komets hold it in from the far corner, thrown out in front. Good defensive stick from Engum. Comes back into the mixer. High slot shot, and Fort Wayne, just 28 seconds in, gets the game-opening goal.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Nick, Austin McGurr is probably going to kick himself for not shooting it on that first zone entry. He went for the pass. Well, he wasn't going to make the same mistake twice. And the Admirals all out of sorts here. Running around, pucks bouncing, ended up on the stick of Austin McGurr, and that's one of those guys, that's his 41st point of the season in 41 games, 22nd goal on the campaign. You cannot give him that kind of time and space, and the Komets have a lot of jump here to start this game early on.
The Admirals were able to weather the storm on Wednesday. Well, you mentioned it, Brad. Fort Wayne came out on fire to start this first period.
Tyler Inamoto at 28 seconds of the first period. Magera from Inamoto at 28 seconds of the first period.
Not even 1 minute in, it's a 1-0 Fort Wayne Komets lead. Justin Young elevated to this top line with Grant Hebert and Brady Florent brought out onto the ice. Fort Wayne starting a breakout, moving right to left. As again, in the net to our right is Nathaniel Day for the Fort Wayne Komets. Alex Worthington in the net to our left. Fort Wayne scoring on their first shot of the game. 1-0 lead for the visitors. This one does roll in on goal. Day leaves it and almost stolen away by Grant Hebert on the forecheck. That could be the Admirals' first registered shot on goal as it rolled right in between the goalposts onto the paddle of Day. It's backhanded up the near side through the neutral zone. One-handed for Osmondson. Osmondson far side shot. Save made. Trying to go 5-hole on Day. And it was covered up with 18 and a half remaining in period 1. We'll take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay to see Osmondson's most recent opportunity.
Yeah, like we said, he's been one of the most notable players this whole line with O'Leary and Yoder. And they get the first real offensive chance here for the Ads in this game, trying to counterpunch to Fort Wayne's quick start on the opening shift.
Osmondson was the only goal scorer on Wednesday, a shorthanded tally. Yoder tries to stuff it out in front, comes to the blue line for Drake, rimmed around the boards behind the net, poked over the stick of Osmondson, up the near side wall. Fort Wayne escapes to neutral ice. They'll gain center ice red and dump it in legally into the near side corner for David Drake to start the breakout. Up the near wall for Chase Yoder. It's behind O'Leary into the high slot. Fort Wayne dispossessed in the hash marks. Puck migrates to the far side corner as Tatayev tries to cycle it back up the far wall, comes onto the stick of Osmondson. He'll use the lob wedge to get it to the neutral zone over the head of O'Leary and picked up in the Fort Wayne defensive zone by Luca Hano. Now a transition for Reifenberger, and now O'Leary down the far side wall to the offensive zone, trying to draw a tripping penalty that he's not going to get. Magnuson from the blue line doesn't take the shot, sends it to the corner for Nathan Knoll. Back to the blue line, Magnuson near side one-timer for Engum is blocked away. Didn't get a lot on it as Tatayev was right in his hip pocket, but it comes to Engum back at the blue line. He'll send it towards the front. It's deflected just wide of the far side post. Dylan Savenkov reinserted into the lineup at the forward position, finds Nathan Knoll in the near side circle. He'll reverse it back around the goal line, boards behind. Savenkov, tons of fresh legs as he has been out of the lineup for the last weekend or so. He'll get it out in front for Nathan Knoll, who scores! Marco Reifenberger finds Nathan Knoll in the low slot, and the Admirals tie it up less than 3 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's a lot of energy out of the Admirals' first line, Nick, and great work, Savenkov. I was just going to say, I don't know how much forward he's played in his life, but he's got speed, he's physical, we know he can fight. He was doing yeoman's work, reverses it to Reifenberger, who then from below the goal line finds Nathan Knoll, and Knoll does a nice job releasing that thing right away, not giving Nathaniel Day time to get set, and he's able to beat him to tie this game up. That's a big jolt of offense from your fourth line, only the second goal of the season for Nathan Knoll.
Coastal Cocktail goal. Scoring his second of the season, number 41, Nathan Knoll. Assist for number 16, Marco Reifenberger. And number 8, Dylan Savenkov. At 2:53 of the first period, Knoll from Reifenberger and Savenkov at 2:53 of the first period.
And that will be Dylan Savenkov's first point this season. Dureau in the offensive zone tries to throw it into the mixer. It's intercepted and thrown the rest of the way by Fort Wayne. It could be offside, but it stays alive with 16:15 remaining in a now tied first period. Nathan Knoll, second of the season, has the Admirals tied up early up in this one on Friday night action. Picked up by Fort Wayne in the offensive zone in a Carson Musser's corner. Justin Young with a nice hit, but he can't earn possession. Samaric with a shot on goal. That's fought off by Worthington. Rebound in the high slot. Magera to the far side. Back cross ice to the near blue line. Samaric rips one. Blocked in front. Rebound in the blue paint. Cleared up to the top of the zone. Samaric walks away, but it's stolen away by Brady Florent. 3-on-2 for Norfolk. Florent has it knocked away just as he gains entry into the offensive zone. Here comes Fort Wayne on the transition. Far to the far side, now picked up at the blue line. Florent throws it into an open area down the ice for Grant Hebert to chase it. Cross ice, hits a skate to the near corner. Florent into the mixer. It's paddled away by Day to the far blue line. David Drake holds the blue line for a moment, and Hebert rims it back behind the net.
And Florent, nice stick to pick that off, but he just did not have the foot speed to beat the two defenders on the way back. And we talked about playing through that contact and how they kind of constrict, meaning Fort Wayne in the zone. As soon as Brady Florent pulled up right there, I mean, he just got closed on right away. The Komets are not going to give the Admirals time to pull up at the offensive blue line and look to find the late guy.
Chase Yoder with a nice intercept at the top of the zone. O'Leary finds Osmondson, who moves it to the blue line for Engum. Throws it towards the front, deflected off the stick of Yoder. He'll pick it up out of the far corner battle, walks to the top of the zone, cycles to the far half wall. Yoder looking for a shot on goal. It's knocked away before he could get one towards the front by Blake Murray. Murray steals it away, starts it up the far wall on the breakout. Engum doesn't make it an easy clearance, but it's a good play by Murray to find a streaking Josh Grohl down the far side. Good save by Worthington, and Yoder's there to pick up the rebound in front with 14:22 remaining in the tied first period. Here between the Admirals and the Fort Wayne Komets. O'Leary throws it off the wall for Osmondson. He's tripped up, and that'll be the first New Horizon Bank power play of the evening for the Admirals with 14:12 remaining in a tied first period.
Get an early look at this Norfolk power play and a chance to build some momentum off that tying goal. We've seen that Magura group, Stefan line, boy, they look good for Fort Wayne. Well, they've been the only line for the Komets able to establish any offensive zone time, obviously scoring the goal. And then a couple good looks on that last one. Another good shot from Magura. Samaric as well from the point. Let's see what this Admiral power play can do here.
Feist heads into the Fort Wayne beat box, penalty box for tripping with 14:10 remaining in a tied first period. Neither team scoring on their power play opportunities last night. on Wednesday night. Norfolk 0 for 2, Fort Wayne 0 for 1 in their power play opportunities on Wednesday. Norfolk not able to gain entry through the neutral zone, and Josh McDougall looks to find Brady Florent over the blue line, dumped in right onto a Komet stick and back out into the neutral zone.
This is a situation, Nick. I'm looking at Jaden Dureau. If those remember, he was injured December 13th, returned to the lineup January 23rd. He's got 1 assist his last 5 games. He had points in 3 straight games when he returned to the lineup, but only 2 points in 7 games since. They need his offense back to start clicking.
Shorthanded break for Fort Wayne, right in, they score. Trevor Janicki on a broken play as Jaden Dureau tried to dive to get to a loose puck in the offensive zone. And it's a shorthanded goal for Fort Wayne, just their second of the season, and it's going to be an unassisted goal for Janicki.
Well, Nick, take a step back in time, visit Williamsburg replay here, but what do we say? We got to limit turnovers. This team's way too dangerous to be given those type of opportunities, and a turnover there on the power play for the Admirals, you can't give that up. It's going to end up in your back of your net more times than not.
All of this with 13:20 remaining in the first period.
7, Trevor Janicki, unassisted at 6:39 of the first period. Janicki, unassisted at 6:39 of the first period.
So again, what kind of response do the Admirals have? Still on a New Horizon Bank power play, their first of the evening. O'Leary finds Ingham at the blue line, far circle. Sutter near side, Yoder fires, score! That's the response that the Admirals have on a New Horizon Bank tying power play goal from Chase Yoder.
Yeah, good possession there. It all starts with the zone entry, Nick. The Admirals able to gain the zone and set things up. A nice feed from Andre Suter across the seam. As we take a step back in time, it's Ingham over to Suter, and look at this little play. Quick snap pass over to Yoder, and he goes roof daddy high to the glove hand of Nathaniel Day.
Andre Sutter, a perfect seam pass. And there's an extra puck in the net. Did you see that? There was a second puck that dropped down from the top of the net. So we'll get that sorted out.
That's 2 goals then. Count it.
So cocktail power play goal. Scoring his 16th of the season, number 7, Chase Yoder. Assist for number 22, Andre Sutter. And number 10, Braden Enga at 7:06 of the first period. Yoder from Sutter and Enga at 7:06 of the first period.
12:38 remaining in period 1. We were going to go to a media timeout, but because Nathaniel Day chose to not play that puck, it is a no-change situation for the Fort Wayne Komets. So we continue on because Fort Wayne was not allowed to make a line change with 12:34 now remaining, and again, a tied first period. Fort Wayne moves it down the far side into Admiral territory, thrown out in front, into the mixer, and poked away by Justin Young. He'll move down the left wing wall in front of the team benches. It takes a deflection in the neutral zone. And back the other way comes Fort Wayne to the high slot. Worthington makes a save. That will take us to our first media timeout here with 12:14 remaining in a tied first period between Fort Wayne and Norfolk on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The Catastrophic Injury Team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Whether you're celebrating a win or bouncing back from a tough game, remember you can always win at Beam Light Sauna. Experience the benefits of infrared saunas and light therapy Detoxify, recover, and recharge. Visit BeamLightSauna.com to book your session today. 12:14 left in a tied first period. Less than 8 minutes gone here in the opening period of play. It's already tied 2-2. Brad, we're in for a little bit of a track meet tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted defense, you came for that on Wednesday night. If you wanted offense, welcome to Friday night hockey.
Fort Wayne wins an offensive zone faceoff. Smerrick walks in, fires a shot that's blocked away. Worthington may have gotten a piece of it. It's loose at the top of the blue paint. Puck finds its way under the stick of Chase Yoder, who clears it out of danger to the near side corner. In good patience, he'll hold on to it.
Early thoughts there, Nick. Austin Magura had way too much time on his goal. Smerrick, way too much time right there. Magura had another look with way too much time with it right after his goal on a second shift. Admirals are giving up a little too much room in the middle of the ice right now. Cannot let the Komets tee off. Got to get them to the perimeter, stay tight on their checks.
And if 95 in white has the puck at the blue line, got to be aware he's got it now on the far side top circle. He has the most amount of shots on goal for ECHL defensemen. 158 shots coming into tonight. I believe he's already got 3 on the evening, not even halfway through period 1. The next closest defenseman to him in the ECHL has 125 shots on goal this season. He had 2 on Wednesday. He might already be up to 3 tonight. And he's currently tied for 6th amongst ECHL defensemen with 38 points, 30 of those being assists. You got to assume a lot of those being rebounds on the plethora of shots he takes from the blue line.
Yeah, if you're placing bets, you're allowed to bet on it, pass or shoot. I think you're taking shoot.
Pap throws it out in front. Loose puck as Day is bowled into, and it's all going to pop off in the low slot in front of Day, who is down. And I believe somebody's being taken to the beat box, penalty box, as David Drake is in there mixing it up as well.
I think that was Pap. I don't know that he got pushed in. I have to see the replay. It almost looked like he blew a tire and ended up running into Day.
If we take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay, I think what we're going to see is either Jaden Dureau or Christoph Pap shoving a Fort Wayne Comet defender into Nathaniel Day, and that's going to be a penalty against the Admirals. We'll see right here, it's Andre Sutter.
Yeah, but I think they're going face-off outside. I do not think there's going to be a call on this one, Nick. So I think we're going to say 5-on-5. By the looks of it, I don't see any of the orange band Zebras making their way over to the ref's crease at the timetable. And
my misunderstanding on the arm signals from the referee, you're right, he is just pointing to the face-off being in the neutral zone. Looked like he was pointing towards the penalty boxes, which are, coincidentally, in the neutral zone.
Come on, Nick, you're a referee. You're supposed to know this.
Well, I saw the cross-check from Sutter, but everybody got their licks in after the whistle, so we continue 5-on-5. Andre Sutter having a heck of a game so far. Got the assist on Chase Yoder's goal. He gets the turnover with Jaden Dureau at the top of the zone, but it comes back to David Drake at the Admirals' blue line. 10:35 remaining in a tied first period. Picked up onto the stick of Josh McDougall. He'll work through the neutral zone. High slot shot taken in and out of the left-handed catching glove of Nathaniel Day. And for the first time ever, the Fort Wayne Komets coming into Scope Arena. This game being a lot more chippy than we saw on Wednesday.
Yeah, Tyson Feist getting a little feisty, pun intended, down there after the whistle on that shot from Josh McDougall. No harm or danger there, but decides to make dinner plans after the game with Mr. McDougall.
Dinner plans were last week for Valentine's Day against Greensboro.
We still got to eat.
Still got to eat. 10:25 remaining in period number 1. Tied up at 2 apiece. All 4 goals scored in the first half of this first period. We're 25 seconds shy of the halfway mark. Magera, his 22nd of the season. Then Nathan Knoll tied it up. Then Janicki got a shorthanded goal for his 7th of the season. And just a few moments later, it was Chase Yoder on the power play for his 16th of the season. We're tied up at 2. The scoring seems to have fizzled out just a little bit for the time being, but the chippiness remains intact here tonight for Friday night action. And tomorrow is our Yorktown night. The team will be wearing specialty jerseys on the ice, and now through February 22nd, you can bid on our game-worn autographed Yorktown specialty jerseys. Visit our social medias to access this auction and bid now. Face off on the far side circle following the Sheraton Waterside icing against Fort Wayne. The Komets are going to pick up a defensive zone face-off win. They'll chip it down to Admiral territory. The captain, Carson Musser, gets on his horse against the Fort Wayne captain on the opposite side of Alex Aliardi. Fort Wayne picks up possession to Aliardi in the high slot. Off a body, comes back to the top of the far circle, eventually to the blue line. Now to the near side, no shot taken. Pinot throws it into the mixer. A bouncer finds its way to the hash marks, and eventually onto the stick of Brady Florent, who gains center ice red with Grant Hebert. But a quick transition for Fort Wayne gets thrown right onto the stick of Brady Florent, and Hebert comes back the other way with Marco Reifenberger as the Admirals are in the middle of a line change. Florent out in front to the blue line. Engum rips one for a right pad save. Rebound Reifenberger. Can't put it home. Florent fires it right into the midsection of Nathaniel Day, who avoids trouble and yielding the first go-ahead goal of the game for the Admirals with 9:29 remaining in a still tied first period. We'll be back with more here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
We improve health every day, more simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality healthcare and exceptional health plans, all for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera, improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
9:29 remaining in period number one. 2-2 tie between the Fort Wayne Komets and the Norfolk Admirals here in downtown Norfolk at Scope Arena. Shots already 13-9 in favor of the Admirals, just eclipsing the halfway point of the game. Engum throws it along the blue line. Magnuson rips one for a routine left-handed snag by Nathaniel Day. There was no screen in front, so like a catcher during spring training, as MLB baseball starting to get back underway here shortly with spring training underway.
Yeah, we got Scooble in Detroit. We signed Valdez, but everything the Dodgers does make everything every other team do really just seem insignificant.
Yes,
Holy cow.
yes.
You go get Edwin Diaz and you get Kyle Tucker after winning back-to-back World Series. I think there's going to be a lockout at MLB. That seems to be where that one's going.
Yeah, there's a few extra dollars being thrown around Major League Baseball.
Isn't
But
it like $1 billion in deferred payments that the Dodgers have in contracts right now? I mean, it's unbelievable.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
Nathan Noel will move it up to the blue line. He scored the first goal of the game for the Admirals, tying it up for the first time at 1-1. Now Reifenberger in the far side has it. Thrown into a board battle with Drew Krebs, brother of Buffalo Sabres Peyton Krebs. And we're going to have a delayed penalty right in front of the Fort Wayne bench as a couple of players get tied up with 8:45 remaining in period one.
Savinkov got his hand wrapped around one of the Komets there. Is going to get a holding call.
Now through February 23rd, you can pre-order the brand new Boardwalk Beach Bums jersey for $150 and the Boardwalk Beach Bums t-shirt for $25. Visit our social media to pre-order yours today so you can be ready for a Boardwalk Beach Bums game on April 3rd. So it'll be the first Centera Therapy Center penalty kill of the night for the Admirals, and Brady Florent is going to start it for Osmondson, who scored a shorty on Wednesday. Osmondson walks down the circle, cuts to the front, and it rolls over his stick. Osmondson's tackled into the far side corner after a collision with Nathaniel Day. Osmondson peels himself off the ice, and he will get back towards the defensive zone as Fort Wayne sends one off the blocker hand of Worthington. Rebound cleared out. Osmondson with a short-handed breakaway. Right in, and it's off the left pad of Day. My goodness, this is a fire sale of offense here tonight.
A big save on Magura with the blocker hand of Worthington on one end and a big left pad save from Day on Osmondson's breakaway on the other.
Back behind the net of Worthington, 12 minutes gone in period one, tied at 2. Still 1:10 remaining in the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Good active stick defensively for McDougal. He's harassed by a trio of white jerseys, so it comes to Jalen Samarick at the far blue line, down to the corner, right onto the stick of Chase Yoder, trying to settle a bouncing puck, corrals it in the trapezoid, a backhander up the near side finds Jack O'Leary. He'll skate it down to the offensive zone, trying to kill time. Yoder the trailer, O'Leary through the legs, back for Yoder, inadvertently onto the stick of Tatayev, and Jalen Samarick will slow it down as both teams complete line changes.
Yeah, a little too much razzle, not enough dazzle right there from O'Leary. You like the move, and that's kind of those instances we talk about, the extra pass. Like to see him shoot that puck right there with Chase Yoder going in the front of the net, especially short-handed down a guy.
Zigged when he should have zagged, some might say. 7:13 remaining in period one, still tied at 2. 25 seconds left on the penalty kill. It comes onto the stick of Braden Engum, and he will take no chances. He'll throw a bouncer on goal. Nathaniel Day had to be careful with that one. A lot of bouncing pucks, especially late in the game on Wednesday. Still some more bouncing pucks. I saw Braden Engum heading to the bench. He kept an eye on that one, thinking he might beat Nathaniel Day on the bounce, but no go there for that play in the neutral zone, as now it comes to the left-handed catching glove of Alex Worthington on a deflection with 6:44 remaining in a tied first period. Savenkov out of the beat box, penalty box. We're back to 5-on-5. Full and even strength. 6:44 left in period one.
Yeah, a couple good chances shorthand there from the Admirals. Good penalty kills. You'll see the Jack O'Leary with a little move here. Nice move. Chance to maybe backhand that puck. No option for Chase Yoder there. He was covered the whole way. That's what I was saying. To shoot that puck, you got Yoder going hard to the net. Try to find a tip or a rebound. Create that chaos we talked about, Nick.
6:44 left in period one. 16-10 is the shot lead for the Admirals right now. Puck finds its way to the far half wall. Osmondson trying to get there. Rimmed up the near side wall. O'Leary in a foot race for it on the near side hash marks along the boards. O'Leary comes away with possession. A stutter step to the near side wall through an open neutral zone and back in front of the team benches at the red line for Fort Wayne. As Stonehouse comes in onside, barely over the blue line, back to neutral ice. Yoder with an intercept. Backhands intended for O'Leary, but he sticks with it and skates it over the blue line himself. He'll rim it around to the near side top circle. O'Leary takes a hard hit into the boards from Inamato, holding possession for Fedoruk at the red line, now over the far blue line for Yoder. Fort Wayne right now hitting everything in a blue jersey as soon as that puck is on and off somebody's stick. Comes back into the neutral zone, high stick delayed. Yoder will tag up with 5:52 remaining in period one. That'll take us to our third and final media timeout here at Scope Arena. For period one, we're still tied at 2 between the Admirals and Komets on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied. If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
We'll take a look at some upcoming home games. Tomorrow is our Yorktown night, our final game against the Fort Wayne Komets. Winning Wednesday for our second straight Wednesday home game, and then another winning Wednesday the following week against the Idaho Steelheads, who it was just announced will host next year's ECHL All-Star Classic. 5:48 remaining in a tied first period. Norfolk 16-10, the shot advantage. That will be a new record for the Admirals this season. Back on January 17th, they got 15 shots against the Wheeling Nailers. That was their most shots on goal coming into tonight. Now with 16, that will be their most in a first period and counting, as we still have 5:43 remaining in a tied second period. And if you're wondering, the most shots the Admirals have had in any period was 25 shots on goal against the Savannah Ghost Pirates in the second period of their November 14th game against the South Division's Ghost Pirates. Down to 5:40 remaining in a tied first period. Another face-off on the far side circle in Fort Wayne defensive territory. Pap with an emphatic face-off win to the blue line. Magnuson walks to the middle, rips one, deflected off the outside of the post. No high stick as Pap got a stick on that Magnuson shot from the blue line. Now it's Dureau from the far hash marks. Magnuson to the blue line. Blind pass trying to find Braden Engum, and it's deflected out by Tatayev. Engum gets back and starts the breakout up the near wall for Sutter, and eventually Pap finding Dureau over the blue line. Back towards the front of the net, intended for Pap, but it was deflected away by Luca Hano. Back onto the stick of Dureau, toe drag, backhand shot stuffed away to the near corner. Sutter and Pap tied up in the high slot. Dureau taken down, and Sutter comes in to defend his teammate. Look at Andre Sutter mixing it up. What a game 22 and Blue is having here just 15 minutes into period one. Not taking an extra retaliatory penalty while sticking up for Jaden Dureau in the near corner. And Dureau will earn a New Horizon Bank power play goal for the Admirals as well.
Well, a 5'0", getting a little bit scrappy. It's a lot like Brandon Osmondson right there out
Yes.
of Andre Sutter getting into it.
That's going to be Reese Harsh heading into the Fort Wayne beatbox penalty box, and we'll see what the official call is. Boarding, a minor penalty with 5:04 remaining in period one. We'll take a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay to see the boarding penalty. Dureau just plastered face first into the boards. And that's the argument from Carson Musser, is that the Admirals want more than 2 minutes. They're not going to get their wish.
2 minutes is better than no minutes, right?
Yes.
In front of the orange band official right there, and they're going to move the face-off outside, saying the defenseman came in here, Nick.
So the New Horizon Bank power play will start just outside of the Fort Wayne defensive zone. Komets win it from their own blue line, and they'll throw it off the glass and down. Picked up at the far side top circle, and a shot from Jaden Grubb gets blocked away over the glass and out of play with 4:54 remaining in period one. So it'll be another New Horizon Bank power play for the Admirals. They're 1 for 1 on the night, but they've also given up a shorty, so all comes out in the wash just a little bit.
Yeah, balance it out a little bit, see what they can do with 4:54 left here in this opening period.
Braden Engum, good patience from the far corner on an Admirals defensive zone face-off win. Engum using his speed, he'll dump it off the near side wall and chase it down himself to the corner. He'll rim it around to the far side for Andre Sutter from the trapezoid. Sutter looks from Gretzky's office to the far side circle for O'Leary. O'Leary stutter step down to the corner, looks for a reverse up to the blue line. He'll hold it himself. He'll reverse it now for Yoder. Back to O'Leary. He holds the line, doesn't take the shot, crisscrosses with Engum. Yoder to the near side circle, walks down the wall to the low slot. Now for Christoph Pap, back to the top of the near circle. Yoder crisscrosses with him towards the front. O'Leary to the high slot. Engum rips one just wide of the far post. Sutter dumps it back to the trapezoid for O'Leary. 4:10 left in the period, 1:05 left in the New Horizon Bank power play. Tied at 2, Norfolk looking for their first lead of the night. Pat walks up the far wall, backhands it to the corner for O'Leary. Engum walks in, near side. Yoder fires a one-timer into the left-handed catching glove of Day. He's not able to put this one-timer in like he did on the first power play.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jack O'Leary's got the rope-a-dope going here tonight. He's hopping all over the place. He's got the energy, but he's got the hands going tonight. Right now you're seeing Fort Wayne very aggressive towards the walls. We talked about this in the Greensboro series, Nick. If the Admirals can use the bumper in the middle, if they're getting them really aggressive to the walls, you can get them beaten, attack the middle of the ice. Adds did a good job right there twice finding Braden Engum up at the top of the right point there.
54 seconds remaining in the New Horizon Bank power play. Their second of the game. They're 1 for 1 to this point. They win the face-off back to the blue line for Josh McDougall. And it comes back to him, courtesy of Jaden Dureau. Now far side for Justin Young. Young, Hebert in the high slot. It bounces over his stick. Wanted the one-timer, but it comes to Dureau on the near half wall. To the blue line straight away, McDougall. On and off of his stick in a hurry, finding Justin Young on the far side. He'll walk down the wall to the corner for Florent. Florent rims it to the trapezoid. Young tries to continue it to the near corner for Dureau. Back to Young. Out in front. One-timer score! Back-to-back power play goals for the Admirals. And it's their first lead of the night with 3.5 left in period one.
What a pass from Justin Young to Brady Florent for the tap in. Young was able to keep that puck in the zone along the wall. He gloved it down right there. Puts it hand to stick, and just an absolute seed onto the stick of Brady Florent for the go-ahead goal.
This is going to be a great angle here on the Visit Williamsburg replay. Young right through the crease to Brady Florent, who points him out for his effort immediately. 3-2 lead for the Admirals with 3.5 left in period one. It's another New Horizon Bank power play goal.
Coastal Cocktail power play goal. Scoring his 18th of the season, number 94, Brady Florent. Assist for number 21, Justin Young. And number 17, Jaden Dureau. At 16:31 of the first period, Florent from Young and Dureau at 16:31 of the first period.
That will bring Brady Florent's team-leading goal total to 18, and he is 2 points away from the 40-point mark. He now gets point number 38 on the season, a team lead at that. Now with 3:03 remaining in period one.
How many of those goals, Nick, have we said, wow, what a pass? Whether it's been Pap, whether it's been Hebert, that time Justin Young. We've seen some beautiful feeds. Florent just knows how to go to those tough areas of the ice, and when he gets it, that thing's going to the net as the Admirals are going to go shorthanded here.
Fedoruk is going to take a slashing penalty with 2:53 left in period one. Wednesday only had 3 penalties called. And tonight it feels like this is penalty number 12.
Only had four goals too, so we've already surpassed that as well. This is just completely different game than we saw Wednesday night, which was a defensive battle, not a lot of shots. Shots are 28 combined shots, 18-10 Admirals in this period, 3-2. Penalties have surpassed. The goals have surpassed.
The excitement has surpassed, I'll say. It was a really good back and forth, tight defensive game. This one, there's fireworks from the start of period one till the now final 3 minutes of this first period.
I mean, for comparison, the Admirals have 18 shots on goal. They had 23 on Wednesday, so they've almost caught their total of the entire game.
Fedoruk into the beat box, penalty box for slashing. Samaric walks in. No surprise, he'll take a shot on goal. It's in and out of the left-handed catching glove of Worthington, and the rebound cleared out to Fort Wayne territory.
4 fresh killers out there.
Given right onto the stick of Nathan Knoll, who got the scoring started for the Admirals. He'll dump it into the corner, trying to kill time. Ties up Samaric in a 1-on-2 battle. Yoder comes in for soft support. He earns possession in the corner, on and off the skate of Magera, and backhanded up the near wall by Braden Engum. Back the rest of the way comes Fort Wayne, setting up in the offensive zone. Intercepted by Knoll. He'll find Chase Yoder right through the neutral zone. Still on the penalty kill. Walks towards the front. Yoder tries to stuff it. Collides with Day as the puck found its way through the blue paint, and Magera comes on the transition. That's the third time Nathaniel Day has been truck-sticked here in this first period, and it goes over the glass and out of play in the Admirals' defensive zone.
The Admirals are going hard to the paint. You want to see that, and you need that. It's proven to be successful so far, so you'll take it any way you can get it. And Dufour, man, he was head down after that turnover. He knew he made a bad play there inside the Admiral zone and sprung that shorthanded chance there for Chase Yoder.
We've dropped brand new Admirals merch, including t-shirts, hoodies, jerseys, and hats. Visit our merch stand outside Gate 14 during games, or visit our website to shop our online store today and get geared up for the season. 49 seconds remaining in the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Another puck goes over the glass and out of play. With now 1:40 remaining in this first period, the Admirals have their first lead of the night, a 3-2 lead over the Fort Wayne Komets. Here in the dying moments of the opening period for Game 2 of this 3-game series. Friday night action on Mental Health Awareness Night. Osmundson wins a physical battle in the high slot and clears it the length of the ice.
He does a good job right there of boxing out Alex Aliardi and able to fire that thing 200 feet.
Osmondson is there on the light penalty kill forecheck pressure. It's dumped around the boards from the neutral zone by Fort Wayne, near side to far. Drake with a heavy collision in the corner, and the puck bounces all the way down to Fort Wayne territory with 20 seconds left on the kill.
Blake Murray didn't like that hit. We saw that when he was with the Admirals. Doesn't like to get hit. He was whining to the referee the whole way up the ice.
Biggest body for the Admirals now, David Drake, throwing that collision, so I also wouldn't be too happy about being hit by 55 in blue. Fort Wayne walking off the wall, near circle, save Worthington with the right pad, puck behind the net. Admirals back to 5-on-5, full and even strength. Fedoruk wants a stretch pass. He's not going to get it. Musser coming through the neutral zone and backhanded in by Osmondson. The Admirals in the middle of the line change inside of 1 minute remaining in the period. Down the right wing wall in front of the team benches. Skated down by Jaden Grubb. To the far half wall, Reifenberger with the intercept. On and off the stick of Hebert to the near side, O'Leary. O'Leary stood up at the blue line by Inamoto, starting a 2-on-2 transition with 18 seconds left in the period. Cross ice to the far corner. Stonehouse, bodied by Will Magnuson, but Stonehouse holds on to it. High slot was an open player for Fort Wayne, but it finds its way to the blue line. That comes out, and it's a delayed offside. No one for Fort Wayne touches it. That will be the end of period number 1.
I think the bench and the crowd called that for Mr. Evan Knox. That was delayed. We're going to let him know about that Monday.
Yes.
Monday in the office. He's going to hear about that one.
3-2 lead for the Admirals here on Mental Health Awareness Night after 20 minutes of play. When we come back, it'll be the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Youth Whalers have taken to the ice here at Scope Arena as the Admirals have a 3-2 lead over the Fort Wayne Komets. here at the end of 20 minutes of play. And we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right. Here for the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show. Nothing but fireworks in that first period, Brad. Totaling goals, penalties called, shots through the entire game on Wednesday, just after 20 minutes of play, and the youth Whalers on the ice adding to that with the crowd getting behind them here.
Yeah, I mean, lots to unpack in that period. If you came for defense and goaltending, you came to the wrong place. I mean, there was chippiness, there was physicality, there was goals. Lot to unpack, like I said, in that period. I think if you're the Admirals, you think you're getting scored on Magura's goal the first shift to open things up. You're thinking, oh, that's not a good start. Fort Wayne came out absolutely blazing, but big credit to the fourth line of the Admirals. Nathan Knoll, second goal of the season. The work from Savinkov and Reifenberger on the forecheck down low was able to create that opportunity. Kind of gives a shot of confidence there. After that opening goal that the Admirals gave up, the power play scored twice. The penalty kill had 2 big kills on that one. So I think if you're the Admirals, you love what they're doing. The chaos, again, they're going to, how many times you say 3 times Day got hit, right? They're creating the chaos. You want to do that. You want to get them off of this game, get Fort Wayne running around. I think if you're the Admirals, Fort Wayne's having a little too much time in the middle of the ice in the Admiral zone right now. Find a way to tighten things up defensively, suppress those shots a little bit, because there's been some really good quality looks that Worthington had to make some big saves on as well for Norfolk.
Yeah. Nathan Knoll's game-opening goal is our scrimp shack play of the period, kind of a wake-up moment for this Admirals team. He wins the physical battle in the near side circle, cycles it back behind the net. Dylan Savinkov reinserted into the lineup and helped from the blue line to rim it around to Marco Reifenberger, and Knoll doesn't dust it off and rips it over the blocker hand of Day.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a hard-working shift from the fourth line of the Admirals on the forecheck, as that thing worked up the wall, back to the other side, back behind the net, and Reifenberger with a nice feed to Nathan Knoll was able to snap that thing home over top of the blocker side of Nathaniel Day. They earned that one right there. Not a ton of offense typically coming from this Admirals fourth line, but every time your fourth line can score for you, you'll take that depth scoring when they chip in like that, and that was a nice reward for that group for their hard work.
You want to talk about depth scoring as well. Andre Sutter proving to be a player for Jeff Carr that can play anywhere in the lineup. He's out on the power play. A perfect seam pass to Chase Yoder for another tying goal, a one-timer on the power play after the Admirals gave up a shorthanded goal. And then we mentioned it right after Florent scored the go-ahead goal for the Admirals. He's so good at finding that soft area in front of the net. No matter who his line mates are, this time it was Justin Young, found him all alone in the low slot.
Well, I've mentioned this in years past. Jeff's had a keen eye as a coach and a recruiter to find guys that maybe are overlooked and find a way to put them into places to succeed. Many guys that have had career years under him, but you think of like Derek Louis-Jean's a prime example. He was a waiver wire pickup that ended up being an AHL contracted guy in this league. Guys like Josh McDougall, future consideration guys. Reifenberg was a future consideration trade. So finding Sutter out of college, finding ways to put him into places to be successful is what Jeff's proven to be really good at as a head coach of this team.
3-2 lead for the Admirals after one period of play. When we come back to the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network, it'll be more of the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric first intermission show.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a book for that.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The catastrophic injury team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality healthcare and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied. If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Welcome back inside Scope Arena as the Admirals have their first lead of this weekend series. They trailed the entire time on Wednesday, and tonight they have the 3-2 lead after 20 minutes of play. Here on the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric First Intermission Show, Salty Dog took a visit to Yorktown ahead of tomorrow night's Yorktown Night, as the Admirals will don specialty jerseys tomorrow to celebrate our Yorktown night tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is our Yorktown night. The Admirals will be donning specialty jerseys for the occasion. The live auction is available now through February 22nd. You can bid on these game-worn, autographed Yorktown specialty jerseys. Visit our social medias to access the auction and bid now, and you can use the QR code on your Flow Hockey screen to also access the auction ahead of tomorrow's Yorktown night for those specialty Yorktown Admirals jerseys. And this Saturday, again for our Yorktown night, celebrating the residents of York County, you can get 25% off your tickets for the night through our Yorktown resident discount offer. Visit our website or our social medias to get your discount tickets now. Last season was a huge success on Yorktown night, expected to be a packed house here inside of Scope Arena. So don't wait too long to take advantage of those York County resident tickets, because you may not have a ticket left come tomorrow. We'll take a look at some updated North Division standings as well ahead of tomorrow's Yorktown game. Again, the Wheeling Nailers on top of everybody here in the North Division, 65 points, 30-13-2-3 record. Trailing them in the number 2 spot, 6 points behind them, are the Adirondack Thunder at 27-13-4-1. The Reading Royals just 2 points behind Adirondack in that number 3 spot, 26-18-4-1 record for 57 points. And right now in the final playoff spot, the Maine Mariners in the number 4 spot, 23-15-5-2 for 53 points. Right on the heels of the Maine Mariners, 3 points behind them in the number 5 spot, the Worcester Railers with a 22-19-5-1 record for 50 points. The Trois-Rivières Lions, 21-21-3 record for 46 points. The Admirals currently sitting in that number 7 spot, 18-26-2 record, 38 points. And at the bottom of the North Division, it's the newest ECHL team, the Greensboro Gargoyles, 13-26-5-1 for 32 points. We'll take a look at some out-of-town scores around the ECHL to wrap up our Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric First Intermission show. Taking a look specifically in the North Division, the Trois-Rivières Lions with a 3-0 lead over the Toledo Walleye at Colisée Videotron up there in Quebec. The Greensboro Gargoyles and Adirondack Thunder are tied at 1 at Harding Mazzotti Arena in Glens Falls, New York, just at the start of their second period. The Maine Mariners just getting underway for period number 1 on the road at Grosinger Motors Arena in Bloomington, Illinois against the Bloomington Bison. Western road trip for the Maine Mariners. And speaking of Western road trips, the Worcester Railers yet to get underway in South Dakota against the Rapid City Rush. That's a 7:05 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the Worcester Railers. Teams have taken to the ice here for period number 2. We'll step aside real quick to wrap up the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric First Intermission show. When we come back, we'll bring you period 2 between the Admirals and Komets here on the Centerra Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In lawn business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
Ready for the start of period number 2 here between the Admirals and Komets on the Centerra Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right. Fort Wayne in white, trimmed in black and orange, moving left to right across the ice surface here for the period of the long change. teams swapping ends. Alex Worthington and the net to our right as the Admirals don their home navy blue uniforms trimmed in gold and white. Moving right to left across the ice surface. Same starting line out for head coach Jeff Carr for period 2 as he did for period 1. Pap centering DeRoe and Sutter. They win the faceoff all the way back to Worthington. It's left for Will Magnuson up the near wall. DeRoe tied up, and it's held in at the blue line. Shot blocked away by Magnuson from a blue line bid by Fort Wayne, and it comes back to Fort Wayne. Top circle shot hit Engum to the near side corner, and a broken stick of the Komets gives Will Magnuson an opportunity to start the breakout for Braden Engum with a broken stick flying in the midst of everything as Christoph Pap avoids a brunt of a collision, starting the breakout for the Admirals back to the Fort Wayne defensive end. But here come the Komets on the transition down the near side. Fought off by David Drake and handled by Jaden DeRoe towards the end of his period opening shift. He'll leave it for Drake and up the wall for Pap. Pap at the blue line, tries to dump it in. Knocked down by Jalen Samarik, starts a stretch pass right in on goal. Worthington with the save. He makes the rebound, save as well.
Little plays, Nick. Talk about limiting those turnovers. Pap doesn't get that puck deep, right to the stick of Jalen Samarik. And a huge save from Alex Worthington.
Aliardi moves it to the top of the slot, handled by Capani, and picked up on the far corner by Justin Young. He'll airmail it to the neutral zone. Knocked down by Jalen Samarik, trying to get around Josh McDougall. Poked in by Capani to the far corner, holds it through the trapezoid, near side circle. Taking a tour of the Admirals' defensive zone. Capani dispossessed in the high slot by McDougall in a transition for Brady Florent. At the red line, he'll chip it into a soft area to the far corner. Justin Young on the hard forecheck earns possession. Down low for Grant Hebert. Knocked through him, and Carson Musser can't pinch in at the blue line to hold possession. Fedoric gets back on the transition, one-on-one against Capani, and he steers it to the corner. Florent comes back on the back check as Fedoric is tied up by Capani on the far corner. They're wrapped up below the goal line. Fedoric putting a headlock right in front of the referee, who's not calling a thing right now.
He's giving him a hug.
Mental health awareness night, I guess.
All love. He needed to talk about it.
Musser back on the transition. Hebert near top circle. High slot off the shoulder was Justin Young's bid, and this one fought off again as Jack O'Leary came fresh off the bench for a quick shot with 17:43 remaining in period 2. Dumped off for Dufour towards the front, and now the Admirals are going to be taken for a hooking penalty as Carson Musser was caught behind the play, and that's a penalty that you'll take, not allowing Fort Wayne to get that shot on goal. But now the concern is that Carson Musser's wrist got a little bit banged up, it looked like there.
Tell you what, though, it's a good penalty to take, Nick. Saved a goal right there. I think Blake Murray, if he's free on that one, to step up back in time, visit Williamsburg replay. He had Worthington beat going back from forehand to his backhand, and that hook or chop there from Carson Musser stopped Murray from getting that shot on goal.
But again, the Admirals coulda, shoulda, woulda been on a power play if Fedoric being put in a headlock was enough of an infraction for the referee. Good offensive zone possession for the Admirals through Brandon Osmondson for a moment, killing time on the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. 3 minutes gone here in period 2. Dufour from the near side circle, walks down to the corner. 1:20 remaining in the Centera Therapy Center penalty kill. Dufour, high slot, shot, score. What a rip. Tied up.
Well, it's one of the best power plays in the league for a reason, Nick. You give them one too many opportunities. And they're going to make you pay, and you were right. That's a rip and a half there from Dufour. Just a little too much time there to walk in above the top of the circle and beat Alex Worthington clean. High to the glove side. Good job by Jalen Samarik. Draws Nathan Knoll over. You see Dufour got time. You got a defender, Magnuson, stepping out trying to get up in the lane, but that's just a great shot from Dufour.
3-3, 16:55 remaining here in period number 2. Back to 5-on-5, full and even strength. Evan Knox taking a little too long to drop that puck for Grant Hebert, so he comes back to reset. And he wins the faceoff for a moment, and then it's kicked back the rest of the way to Fort Wayne territory.
Assistant number 95, Jalen Samarik, and number 24, Austin Magera. at 3:05 of the second period.
Florent moves it from the far corner, rimmed up to the near side through Hebert for David Drake. Drake trying to look back towards the top of the zone. It comes back onto the stick of Matt Miller. Now David Drake activating the defenseman deep in the corner. High circle, far side. McDougall tries to go back door on a deflection. Florent gets his stick back from the ice, so he's able to rim it behind the net for Justin Young, who's stapled into the far corner boards, and Young is down. We continue on as the Admirals had an imminent scoring chance for David Drake to rip one, and Justin Young is going to be tended to by Darcy Weart as he kind of turned towards the boards and put himself in an awkward position. Maybe jammed up his wrist or his forearm there.
Yeah, that's the last thing the Admirals need is an injury to another forward. There is not a single healthy body not in the lineup for this Admirals team. Obviously, goaltender Jackson Castor, but then Brody Crane and Braden Nicoletts as well. Not in the lineup. Savinkov playing forward, and he's going to go right straight to the dressing room.
And Darcy Weart's going to tend to Justin Young. While all that's happening with 16:10 remaining in the tied second period, we'll tell you about our upcoming season giveaways, the Ads trading cards on March 20th against the Greensboro Gargoyles, and then the following night, Ads comic book giveaway on the 21st, again against the Greensboro Gargoyles. So we'll wait to see the status of Justin Young, but the looks of him going straight into the locker room tells us it's not a good sight, and Justin Young may be done for the evening. We won't speculate on the exact injury, but the Admirals are going to have to do without 21 in blue. Good veteran presence for this Admirals team. 4 minutes gone here in period two.
Straight to the room, but also the drooping of the arm, either holding the arm or the shoulder, one of the others. Never a good look.
O'Leary to the near circle, lost it in his feet. Back for Osmondson, Yoder towards the front, O'Leary, pad save made by Day, he couldn't elevate it. He'll poke it back up to the blue line for Engum, who walks to the middle, back for O'Leary, to the corner, Osmondson. Osmondson looks for Engum at the blue line, he'll rip one, wide of the near post. O'Leary finds Fedoruk back at the near side top circle, bouncing off a couple of chest protectors at the near side top circle, down to the ice for Fedoruk, trying to stuff it towards the front, couldn't get a shot towards the net. Picked up by Yoder, there's a loose stick in the near corner, so 5 on 4.5 as a Fort Wayne stick is laying on the ice on the near side boards. There's O'Leary trying to take advantage, and it's picked up by Aliardi, the captain for Fort Wayne, crisscrossing to the Admirals high slot. Samarik, far side circle, it bounces over the stick of Austin Magera, fortunately for the Admirals.
Yeah, that's a bounce you'll take right there. Magura is on fire this game, 2 points already.
Magura defensively gets that one for a moment, but it's Jaden Dureau to bring it over the offensive blue line. Now for Andre Sutter. Sutter bodied into the wall by Jalen Samarik and thrown off the boards and out for Josh McDougall to hold it in the neutral zone. Up the near side wall, Andre Sutter rims it in off a body, and Sutter dumps it in on a delayed offside with 14.5 remaining in a now tied second period, 3-3 score. Steffen moves it along the blue line to the left wing, back to the near side for Jalen Samarik. Samarik walks the line, his shot gets blocked away. Magera all the way to the top of the zone, hounded by Christoph Pappett, barely stays on side, and a turnaround shot gets sent wide as Jaden Grubb tried to send it on goal. Grubb gets it back, far side, another bouncer as Tyson Feist tried to let it rip on goal. 6 minutes gone in the tied second period. Feist to the blue line, Samarik walks into the top of the circle, stutter step to the high slot, hounded by Pat beautifully, not allowing a quality shot from Samarik, and good clearance in front of the net, allowing Alex Worthington to see that shot with 13:53 remaining in period two. We'll step aside for the first time tonight here in the second period as the Admirals and Komets are tied at 3 on the Centerra Norfolk Admirals broadcast network.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
Admirals on WGNT 27.
Get your Admirals Fans Starter Pack. Now through February 28th, get this package with an Admirals Loud Cup, game puck, blanket, and salty bobblehead for just $75. This offer is online only and won't last, so visit our online store to get yours today. Taking a step back in time on the Visit Williamsburg replay, the puck just rolled off the stick of Jack O'Leary on the most recent opportunity. Couldn't even get the shot on goal with Day down and out. Good opportunity for the Admirals to get their fourth of the game, but we stay tied at 3 with 13:53 left in this second period. Admirals with a defensive zone face-off. It's picked up by Fort Wayne, but illegally, says linesman Brett Brody, out here with linesman Evan Knox. David Lilly and Brendan Schrader are two Orange Band referees in this 4-official system here tonight. We'll do it all over again on the near side circle. Left-handed catch and glove side of Alex Worthington. Both goaltenders wearing the catch and glove on the left hand for this evening's matchup. Grant Hebert wins the second opportunity on the defensive zone faceoff, and Magnuson sends it with the pitching wedge to the neutral zone, on and off the skates of Marco Reifenberger, and a quick transition for William Dufour. Dumps it into the corner. Murray hard rim around the near side, trying to find Tatayev. He's tied up, but he finds Dufour. Hebert gets it to the neutral zone just enough, but it's sent right back into Admiral territory. Onside for Worthington to come out of his net to play it. Hard rim to the near side corner. David Drake backhands it up the wall for Grant Hebert. Continues it up the near side for Reifenberger and dumped the rest of the way. Again, Justin Young heading to the Admirals locker room, so line juggling commencing here for the Admirals. Musser holds the blue line. Reifenberger elevated to this top unit with Florent and Hebert. He gets it at the center ice red line, does Reifenberger, and he rims it around the glass to the far side for Brady Florent. He takes a hard hit. His bucket flies off. He'll head straight to the Admirals bench because of that.
It was a good snag, though. Evan Knox, like a shortstop, picked up that helmet in motion right next to the bench and just handed it to Curtis Mosley standing right there. It was clean.
We're in baseball mode, apparently, up here in the booth.
Fielded that one well. It was a big grounder.
Christoph Patt picks his head up at the last moment to find Carson Musser and eventually Nathan Knoll out to the neutral zone. Quick transition for Fort Wayne. Knoll through Musser to the far side for McDougall. Into the middle as McDougall takes a collision back in the defensive end. Papp will dump it in. Hard on the forecheck with Savenkov laying a heavy body in the trapezoid, but it's a 2-on-2 on the transition. Knoll gets back in a perfect back check, picked up to the high slot. McDougall can't get back in time, and it's another 1-goal lead for Fort Wayne.
Quick strike, man. Quick strike on the offense for Fort Wayne, and Dougie tried to get back there, but this is just such a dangerous offense. When they get that inch, they're going to take that mile. Nothing Alex Worthington can do about that one.
All of this with 12:09 remaining in period 2. Reese Harsh with just his 4th goal of the season in this game, 42 for him. It'll be his 16th point of the season. 4-3 lead for the Komets, 8 minutes into period number 2.
Komets goal, scored by number 3, Reese.
Picked up by O'Leary. He'll walk towards the front. Good stick check on the far side. It comes to the blue paint. Picked up by Fort Wayne. Third line for the Admirals, unable to capitalize on a bouncing puck in the low slot. 11:38 remaining in period 2. Osmondson, cross ice for O'Leary, trying to use his speed over the blue line. O'Leary sends a man into the corner boards. Hit the brakes and will fly right by. Where'd who go? And Engum throws it off the outside of the net from a near side half wall shot. O'Leary walks back down the far wall. Toe drag, drop for Osmondson. Osmondson towards the high slot, sends it on goal. Pad save made by Day. And picked up by O'Leary. He can't stutter step to the slot. And here comes Fort Wayne on a partial 3-on-2. Offside over the blue line. As a collision in the high slot, Aliardi comes together with O'Leary. 11:04 remaining in period number 2 as Yoder comes together with Smerik. Smerik doing most of the chit-chat as Osmondson comes in together. Yoder gave a little bit of a stick to the back of Aliardi following the collision with O'Leary. That's what drew Smerek to come defend his captain.
Yep, took the words right out of my mouth. That's what I was going to say there. Smerek none too pleased with Yoder standing up for O'Leary on that one towards Aliardi.
Hey, hockey fans, take the action from the rink to Just Birdies, Norfolk's multi-sport simulator bar and grill. Shoot, swing, and score in over a dozen sports or chill with craft drinks and great eats. It's the perfect play after the game. Just Birdies, where every night's game night. Faceoff will be just outside of the Admirals' defensive zone. 11:04 remaining here in period number 2. Reese Harsh has given Fort Wayne a 4-3 lead. Approaching the halfway point of this game, Justin Young heading to the Admirals locker room. Darcy Weart is back on the Admirals bench with no 21 in blue. Upper body injury, we presume, following that collision in the far side offensive corner. So Reifenberger elevated to the top line with Florent and Hebert on the ice right now. Will Magnuson dumps it off the wall, trying to find Brady Florent. Comes back to the neutral zone. Magnuson will dump it in deep. And Reifenberger will go in on the light forecheck pressure. Admiral setting up on a 1-2-2 in-zone forecheck. Throwing up the near wall. Magnuson with a good step up at the blue line, forces a Komets dump in. Engum backhands turned over, and it goes to the far side for Steffen. Off a body of Hebert, and he'll start it for Reifenberger through the middle 3-on-3. Stays on side over the blue line with Florent. Florent looking for a drop pass. He'll take the ice given to him to the high slot. Walks in, fires. Blocker save made by Nathaniel Day. 10:05 remaining in period 2. 4-3 lead for the Komets. Florent walks from below the goal line. A sharp angle shot off a body. This one thrown just inside play. So there will not be a delay of game penalty against Fort Wayne, as that was knocked about 2 stories into the air. Now 9:45 remaining here in period 2. 4-3 lead for Fort Wayne. Hebert with a nice body check on the near side, but he'll take a cross check by Steffen. And now Hebert with a little bit of a whack. And Hebert comes together in the high slot with Austin Magera, and here they go. Hebert chucking rights on Magera. Hebert gets the takedown as Magera took a little bit of stick work from Grant Hebert, and he'll give a helmet twirl, getting the crowd fired up.
We're not done yet. There's a Comet down there, followed Hebert all the way to the penalty box, flapping his gums. Looks like
Tyson Feist, another one back in the neutral zone. He got a
Donnie
Donnybrook. Everybody's got a dance partner in the neutral zone. Sutter throwing rights out there with Tyler and Amato. Fedoruk tied up with Feist. And I believe that's Osmondson with Smerek. Everybody going in the neutral zone. Fedoruk taking rights.
Fedoruk's getting fed right now by
The 2
Feist.
number 14s going in the neutral zone. Fedoruk gets back on his feet as Feist is feeding Fedoruk. They'll be separated.
Smerek shoving Evan Knox down there, not going in the penalty box. They better watch it. He's going to get abusive officials. Evan Knox having none of it from Jalen Smerek. Fedoruk now hollering at Feist.
Well, and now Fedoruk is being blatantly shoved by the referee into the penalty box, so everybody's getting into the mix here. It's a yard sale at Scope Arena. That'll get you on your feet. We're going to head to our second media timeout of the period. 9:32 remaining in period 2 following a Donnybrook at center ice. It's a 4-3 lead for the Komets. We'll get everything sorted out here on the Centerra Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network when we come back.
When you need medical care, ask Centera Medical Group first. From minor illnesses to more complex cases, our comprehensive care teams are available 24/7 to deliver the quality, personalized care you need when you need it most. Schedule your appointment today.
Brennan's catchphrase? Never settle. So when it came time to pick a feature for his Langley My Design checking account, like fewer overdraft fees, a car loan rebate, or an exclusive high-yield savings account, Brennan didn't settle for just one. He went with the all-in bundle. Every feature for one low monthly price. Now Brennan's checking account is just how he likes it, and that's everything. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
Continuing our second media timeout here at Scope Arena. We're trying to get all the penalties sorted out, but it's fight night here at Scope Arena, and I believe Brad Jones is going to try to give us all the information he possibly can.
Yeah, I'm looking over Nate, off-ice official's shoulder here. I do believe that for Norfolk, Osmondson, Sutter, and Fedoruk, 5 in a game for fighting. And then for Fort Wayne, Feist, Smerrick, and Amamoto, 3 defensemen, by the way, all 5 in a game for fighting. The only 2 that will remain in this game is Hebert and Magura, because the other 3 fights were secondary altercations.
Correct. The original fight just brings a 5-minute major, no game misconduct, but the secondary altercations do bring with them the extra weight of that game misconduct. So the Admirals, already without Justin Young, will add due to the injury, but now they're losing Brandon Osmondson, they're losing Andre Sutter, they're losing Connor Fedoruk. It's going to look like adult league benches here soon, and we still have another game tomorrow night for Yorktown night.
Yeah, so I see that 9 forwards and 5D should be what's left here for the Admirals, and 12 forwards and 3 defensemen for Fort Wayne. Because all 3 of the games there, Smerrick, Feist, Amamoto, all defensemen, which is interesting to me, and I'll be curious, Nick, if the league takes a look at this.
How does a
there
third
shouldn't have been
defenseman
3
get out
defensemen
there?
on the ice, so that after the Hebert and Magura went to the penalty box, who came off the bench? That's a very curious question right there.
And all of that brings us 5-on-5 full and even strength. We'll redo the face-off in the neutral zone. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have your tickets to Yorktown night tomorrow night, get them now. Third and final game between these Fort Wayne Komets and Norfolk Admirals are tomorrow, again at 7:05 p.m. Saturday night action here at Scope Arena. Here's Brian Gimbel.
Number 24, Austin Magera. For the Admirals, number 93, Grant Hebert. 5 minutes each for fighting. Komets, Magera. Admirals, Hebert. 5 minutes each for fighting. Komets, number 44, Tyler Inamoto. Number 14, Tyson Feist. Number 95, Jalen Smerrick. Admirals, number 25, Brandon Osmondson. Admirals, number 14, Connor Fedoruk. And Admirals, number 22, Andre Sutter. All game misconducts for secondary fights. All happening at 10:28 of the second period.
So there will be no power plays handed out, just a boatload of 5-minute majors and game misconducts.
And I think it's going to be an interesting chess match now between these 2 coaches. I mentioned 9 forwards, 5D for the Admirals. So I think Jeff Carr has the little easier decision between the 2 coaches because he can do 3 even lines and roll 5D. Where if you look at head coach Jesse Kalecki in Fort Wayne, he only has 3 defensemen left, and he has all of his forwards, so he's going to have to move somebody back to play defense. Who on that team maybe has experience playing D before? I mean, we've seen guys like Savinkov tonight. We've seen Connor Fedoruk play forward before for the Admirals, but jumping back to play D, a little bit different of an animal, Nick.
Sometimes you get too comfortable as a forward where you're back checking, skating forward the entire time. Sometimes you lose that ability to skate backwards that you need to at this kind of level. Whereas, as we mentioned, it's easier where a defender can play forward and have a defensive mindset and be on a good forecheck but get back defensively. It's really hard for a forward to jump back, try to skate backwards at the speed that you need to while maintaining a good gap, good active stick. As a former defenseman, I'll be a little bit biased in saying being a defender is more technical than just being an offensive forward.
Well, I play defense too, Nick, so I cannot disagree with you on that one.
Delayed penalty coming up, I believe, against Fort Wayne. It's a slashing penalty with 8:14 remaining in period 2. So the parade to the box continues.
Janicki. This is going to be interesting because you don't have Bear, he's on the power play. Young's on the power play. Osmundson's on the power play. So who do you go with here?
Next man up mentality.
Yeah. Like you said, it's more of like an adult league lineup here. You just roll out, next line up, who's up, jump on out there. This is back in the day of 4 or 5 years ago when it was 10 forwards and 6 defensemen, 16 skaters could dress. There's always a little extra room on the bench. There's plenty of elbow room down there on both benches now tonight. 4 Admirals out of this game and 3 Komets.
This is something I thought we'd see out of a Greensboro series, playing them 12 times in the last 30 regular season games. Not game 2 against the Fort Wayne Komets for their first time ever at Scope Arena. Welcome to the 757 Fort Wayne.
Well, and this will be interesting to see, too. We talked about, was it the game in Greensboro, the fight from Braden Nicolette's really sparked the Admirals in that contest. Or was it here against Greensboro? I'm not sure which one, but it was the Nicolette's fight that kind of sparked the comeback for the Admirals in that game. Instances like this can fortify a team and really bring them together. So we'll see if the Admirals can find a way here down by 1 to work their way back and find a victory here tonight.
40 seconds gone in the New Horizon Bank power play. It's thrown on goal from the Komets defensive end. Worthington sends it with the paddle to the far corner. Engum leaves it for McDougall. Josh McDougall shadowed to the far side half wall, dropping it for Jaden Dureau out here with Yoder, Papp, and Musser. Nathaniel Day plays it. The goaltender getting help from the defense to clear it to the blue line, and it bounces out to the neutral zone. It's a foot race back to the Admirals' defensive blue line. Musser getting back to it with help from McDougall. Musser moves through the neutral zone over the blue line, drops it for Papp. Now Dureau walks to the middle, lets one rip, deflected by Papp, bounces in! A picture-perfect deflection from Christoph Papp in the high slot. We're tied again. Another New Horizon Bank power play goal. Jaden Dureau with the shot. Papp deflecting it at the top of the slot, and it plink goes in past Nathaniel Day. Nothing that the Komets goaltender can do. We're tied at 4. 6:49 remaining in period number 2. Fort Wayne will dump it back into Admiral territory. Will Magnuson chases, avoids a collision, but yields possession. Near corner comes to Fort Wayne possession. 6.5 left in the middle period, tied at 4. To the near circle. Murray moves it to the blue line. Hano trying to get around Braden Engum and cleared out for Savenkov, who has it deflect off of his body. And Reifenberger and Magnuson clear.
For number 17, Jaden Dureau. And number 4, Carson Musser. At 13:11 of the second period, Papp from Dureau and Musser at 13:11 of the second period.
14 minutes gone in period 2. Admirals lead the shot category 27-16. We're tied at 4. We've had a Donnybrook. We've had 8 goals in the game. What else do you want here for Mental Health Awareness Night?
I missed that goal. Nick was having a conversation here with Nate as we brought up the idea of why was there 3 defensemen on the ice. Well, both team had a combatant that was not on the ice when that first fight happened. That would have been Osmondson and Jalen Smerick. So we'll see what comes of all of that heading into tomorrow afternoon's game, especially this Admirals team. There's no one else healthy there, especially with Justin Young leaving the game. So we'll see who's available tomorrow, Nick.
Fort Wayne does have the advantage for that. They travel here with about 28 skaters, it seems like. They've been skating for practice and morning skate with everybody. Talking with their broadcaster, Shane Albarati. They're just now starting to get healthy. Former Norfolk Admiral of Cole Beeman, the tall defenseman on this roster. So Fort Wayne does have the advantage of having the extra bodies here on this road trip. That's why you travel with everybody that you can. And as you mentioned, for the Admirals, it's next man up mentality. Do what you can, and that's all you can do at some point. 4:40 left in a tied second period. Janicki moving down the near side, thrown into the wall by Nathan Knoll. Cleared out to the neutral zone for Jack O'Leary. Krebs trying to get a handle on it. Comes to Christoph Papp. Papp thrown into the wall by Hanaud, getting it to the trapezoid. Papp trying to get around to the near side corner. Knoll throws a hit as it comes back behind the net for Drew Krebs. Bouncing over the blue line for Engum. Near side half wall, Magnuson takes a hit. Savenkov back on the near half wall battle. Kicked at by Knoll. Savenkov gets it out on the second effort, and here comes Jaden Dureau over the blue line. Dureau rips one over the glass and out of play on a deflection. 3:57 left in period number 2. That will take us to our third and final media timeout here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network for period 2. We're tied at 4 here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward, that spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
.357 left in a tied second period. Brad Jones, I'm blaming tonight on you. One of your keys to success was chaos, and I think everybody took that to heart.
Give the people what they want, Nick. This crowd is into it. They're excited. That's the most important thing.
4-4 tie here, approaching the final minutes of period number 2. These two teams will be back in action tomorrow for the third and final game of their week series. Here on Yorktown night, specialty jerseys will be worn. We expect more fireworks here on Yorktown night. If you don't have your tickets, get them now. This is going to be a good conclusion to this series as a shot from the blue line finds its way towards the front of the net. Christoph Papp will have it at the blue line for Grant Hebert, who started the chaos. Back out onto the ice as it's cleared towards the neutral zone. Admirals in the middle of a line change. Short shifts are going to be paramount throughout the rest of this game. They did have a lot of time off yesterday, did both teams. Following the conclusion of Wednesday's game, that one was thrown off the glass and out, so there will not be a delay of game penalty for puck over the glass. With 3:16 remaining in period 2, our Guns and Hoses night is on March 7th. You can scan the QR code on your Flow Hockey screen to get your tickets now, or head on over to the Admirals website or social medias to get tickets for our Guns and Hoses night, including the Police versus Fire charity game before the Admirals puck drop on March 7th. And the Kelly Cup will be in attendance for that game as well. The Kelly Cup is going on a tour across the United States. It's starting out on the West Coast, and then it will be here for that March 7th game, that Guns and Hoses game. News to Brad Jones, it sounds like.
Yeah, did not know the Kelly Cup was going to be here. My parents will be in town. They'll be at the game that night.
Might get a game day preview with the Kelly Cup. We'll see.
Right.
David Drake will come out of the Admirals' defensive zone through the neutral zone, thrown right back in by Tatayev with inside of 3 minutes remaining in period 2. Worthington comes out of his net, turned over to Aliardi in the Admirals' defensive zone, and it goes off the blocker hand of Worthington. Excellent rebound control to send it over the glass and out of play. We'll once again take a look at some upcoming promo nights. We've talked about 2 of them. Tomorrow night is our Yorktown Admirals night, the conclusion of this exciting series against the Fort Wayne Komets. March 6th against the Idaho Steelheads will be country night, and then that aforementioned Guns and Hoses night on Saturday, March 7th against the Idaho Steelheads. I couldn't find a cowboy hat for my Allen Americans Texas trip for a game day preview. Might have to find a cowboy hat for country night.
Oh. Yeehaw.
2:24 left in period 2, tied at 4. Puck finds its way down to Fort Wayne territory. Things have started to settle down following the brouhaha at center ice just a few moments ago. Dumped through the neutral zone, onto the stick of Kapani, towards the Admirals' end. Good footwork towards the front, backdoor feed, wide of the net. 2 minutes remaining in the second period. Josh Grawl leaves it in the blue line area for Matt Miller. Miller walks around the corner boards to the near side circle. Miller all the way to the blue line, runs it back around the boards, near side to far. It's past Magnuson. The Admirals at the end of a shift need to get the puck out. Magnuson steals the puck away, sends it up the near wall. Engum trying to get to it, pokes it towards the blue line. Not in time for Duro to get there. Engum harassed from behind by the forecheck of Jaden Grubb. Shot blocked away by Magnuson, near side, blocked and stolen by Duro. He'll skate down the near side wall, being chased down from behind. Gets it at the red line, but can't get it deep. But a deflection finds the puck at the far half wall, and Florent sends it just wide. Florent to the far side, Pap spinorama, backhander out in front. Yoder pokes at it, and it's covered by Day. Fresh legs for Christoph Pap, and he got a beautiful spinorama pirouette, sending the puck towards the front of the net. Yoder just couldn't pound it home with 1:03 left in the period.
Yeah, that was almost a nice little dipsy-do razzle-dazzle for a goal right there from Christoph Pap, and just unable to tap that home. Good strong stick by Hano in front there. 61 in white to lift the stick of Chase Yoder to prevent him from trying to tap that thing in past Day.
So the Admirals will have an offensive zone faceoff with 63 seconds remaining in the second period, tied at 4. Hebert with a broken stick right off the faceoff. Head equipment manager Curtis Mosley is right there to give him a fresh Warrior tweak, but a 2-on-1 for Fort Wayne back the other way. Good defensive stick from Carson Musser. I thought he knocked it into his own net, but it went just wide. Last minute of period 2, a blue line shot goes wide to the far side. Drake tied up, one hands it back to the far corner away from Magera, off the shin pad of the referee. Fortuitous bounce for the Admirals this time as it goes down the right wing wall. They can't clear it out. Florent having to get back, left in the high slot. Move to the high slot again. Worthington makes the blocker save. Pap clears it to the far half wall, but not out. 23 seconds left in the period. Tatayev moves it to the top of the zone, drops it at the blue line. Hano walks in, that's blocked away by Drake. Tatayev walks to the top of the zone, doesn't backhand it to the middle, walks to the far circle. Tatayev around a diving Brady Florent, who's dead tired, and he breaks his stick getting up to the corner. Magera fires wide of the net. Nathaniel Day quick to the Fort Wayne locker room. Not sure if he's just trying to beat the chaos that may or may not ensue in the neutral zone. But Alex Worthington also a little slow to get up following that offensive fray from the Fort Wayne Komets. But at the end of period 2, we're tied at 4 through all of the chaos, through the fire and the flames. We're tied at 4 after 40 minutes of play. When we come back, And now the Fort Wayne coaching staff
Oh,
absolutely berating the officials. This is not what we expected, but we're here in the midst of the chaos. We'll talk all about it here in the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show when we come back.
Doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied. If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
And we welcome you back inside Scope Arena. A chaotic second period has brought a 4-4 tie after 40 minutes of play here into the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right. I feel like I've just finally caught my breath following everything that happened in that second period. 71 penalty minutes in total for both teams. Both teams with 3 power play opportunities. The difference right now, Norfolk's 3 for 3 on those power play opportunities. But again, the number 1 team in the Central Division coming into scope for the first time ever. For the Admirals in the second to last spot in the North Division, you got to love the type of play that head coach Jeff Carr is seeing from his team.
Yeah, and I mean, you look like when Wheeling came in as the number 1 team and the Admirals swept them here. So, you know, they can rise to the occasion when they're playing within the structure, and obviously having that 3-2 lead to start the period and giving up 2 and falling behind 4-3. But, man, that little Donnybrook right there got the energy back in this building, and you mentioned it, that third power play goal of the game for the Admirals coming up huge right now to tie this game up at 4. And going to be a very interesting third period, Nick, especially with the coaches of Fort Wayne kind of going berserk, I guess is the right word to use there. Yelling at the officials going off the ice. I don't know what kind of set that off, but they were none too pleased. And the emotions are high in this contest, no doubt. And like we said, it's going to be an interesting chess match. Only 3 defensemen left, natural defensemen, I should say, on Fort Wayne's bench. 9 forwards, 5D here for the Admirals. So we'll see kind of line combinations Norfolk has up front and what Fort Wayne decides to do with putting forwards on the back end.
We'll take a look at our Scrim Shack play of the period. It is the yard sale at center ice, started by Grant Hebert and Magera at the blue line. It was really a good fight. Each player got some licks in. No one really got injured, so it was a good emotion elevating fight. But what set Fort Wayne off is this
right here, I believe, because you'll watch in the bottom left of your screen, Amoto coming over right here, right towards the penalty box, or Feist, excuse me, is just hollering there at Grant Hebert. He was not very happy with that, I guess, celebration post-fight. And then everything kicked off right after that. That was the hit that started everything that they didn't like on Magura. And then all of a sudden, boom, everybody was throwing them out there with Smarik, Amoto, Osmondson, Sutter, Fedoric, and who am I missing here? Feist. Feist is the other one there. So, yeah, yard sale is a good way to to describe that one there, Nick.
And again, we keep looking. Jalen Samaric trying to be ushered into the Fort Wayne penalty box by Evan Knox. And Connor Fedoric finally getting some help from the officials over by the team benches, but absolute chaos in that second period. We'll come back with more of our Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. We'll take a listen to last week's plays of the week around the ECHL as the Fort Wayne Komets and Norfolk Admirals are tied at 4 after 40 minutes of play.
Centera, we improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans, all for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera, improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but after reviewing your case, your claim has been denied. If you've been in an accident, don't get checked by greedy insurance companies. Call Huffman & Huffman, brothers-in-law, for a winning game plan.
Where the pros train to get stronger, faster, and game ready. From the ice to your goals, everyone trains like an athlete at D1. D1 Training Virginia B, built for athlete. Open to everyone.
Make this fall unforgettable at Admiral Steak and Seafood. Enjoy Thursday Jazz Night, 50% off select appetizers during happy hour, and Sunday brunch. Make your reservations today.
Admiral fans, on the ice, every goal counts. At New Horizon Bank, yours does too.
Every vision starts with the first step. Ours started with New Horizon Bank.
In law and business, choosing the right partner makes all the difference. And for me, that partner is New Horizon Bank.
From locker rooms to boardrooms, we fuel growth that performs. Local roots, bold horizons. Got a goal, a vision, a strategy? Let's build it together. New Horizon Bank, where community and ambition meet. Let's embark on the adventure.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
The Norfolk Admirals on WGNT 27.
Welcome back inside Scope Arena as the Admirals and Komets are tied at 4 after 40 minutes of play here on the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. We'll now take a listen around the ECHL's best audio plays of the week from the last week that was around the league.
Welcome back to another edition of the ECHL Plays of the Week. I'm Eric Konwinski, the Bloomington Bison, and I'll be cruising through the best of the best with you. We'll begin down south, where the Florida Everblades' first ever home game against the Maine Mariners was on Wednesday. Everblades forward Craig Needham is second in the ECHL with a shooting percentage over 26%. In the third period, Needham scored a key insurance goal for Florida to net his 18th goal of the season and cap off a 4-2 Everblades win.
Cross ice pass now turned over, taken back by Lansdell. Working it there, Needham left wing side, toe drag, scores! Nothing but shelf. A beautiful shot there. Craig Needham, you got him.
That was Mike Kelly on the call with the Florida Everblades TV network. That game also marked the first of 8 straight road games for the Maine Mariners down south. They visited the Everblades for 3 games last weekend in Southwest Florida. Saturday's rubber match was an instant classic of defense and goaltending, resulting in a scoreless tie through 67 minutes of action. In the shootout, Florida's Reed Duke and Maine's Sebastian Vidmar traded goals in the third round before Brad Arvanitis stopped Logan Lambden, setting up Maine's Xander Lampa with a chance to be the hero.
And here we go. Mariners can win it with Xander Lampa. Lampa won the shootout on Halloween night in Glens Falls. Trying to win another one in Florida. Comes down the right side. Lampa, forehand, he scores! He put it under the crossbar. The Mariners take 4 points in Florida with back-to-back wins in extra time.
As heard from Michael Keeley on the Mariners broadcast network, it was Lampa's second shootout winner of the season, and it clinched the second consecutive Maine win in extra time, leaving Hertz Arena with a 4-point weekend. Up the coast, the Norfolk Admirals hosted their newest North Division rival, the Greensboro Gargoyles, the past weekend for the first time. After splitting their first 2 of 12 total games, Norfolk exploded for 3 straight goals on the second period to take a lead in Game 3.
McDougal ties his man up. There is Christoph Papp out for O'Leary. Walks to the middle. No shot taken. Turns. Fires. Score! Good patience from Jack O'Leary. And it's a new Horizon Bank tying power play goal.
O'Leary sparked the comeback for the Admirals as Norfolk defeated Greensboro 5-3 on Sunday afternoon. That was Nick Gimbel on the Norfolk Admirals broadcast network. The Savannah Ghost Pirates were closing out at 3 games in 3 different cities stretch on Sunday afternoon in Greenville. The game went to overtime, where Riley Hughes ended it on the power play.
To the near side, to Vitelli. Vitelli over, Sassana chips it towards the front of the, on the doorstep, they score! Overtime game winner, and they say, let's get out of here. Riley Hughes on the doorstep. The Ghost Pirates pick up the extra point and win 4-3.
That was Savannah's second overtime win in as many days. Isaac Basinger on the call for the Savannah Ghost Pirates broadcast network. The Adirondack Thunder went into Atlanta last week to face the third best team in the ECHL and came away with all 6 points, sweeping the Gladiators. On Monday afternoon, Chase McLean scored this shorthanded goal late in regulation to force overtime in an eventual 4-3 shootout win.
Reed to center for Bertuzzi. He's got help. Bertuzzi looking. He's in left side. Scores! Chase McLean, top shelf, and with 2:13 to go in the third period, a shorthanded goal has tied the game at 3.
That was Rob Lapolis on Hits 95.9 and the Thunder Broadcast Network. Out west, the Wichita Thunder began last week staring down 4 straight games against teams ahead of them in the Mountain Division. After defeating Allen on Wednesday and dropping Friday night's matchup to Idaho, the Thunder bounced back on Valentine's Day, handing the Steelheads just their 5th road loss of the season. Mikael Stenell led the charge, opening the scoring late in the second en route to his 4th career hat trick, empowering Wichita to a 4-1 victory.
Up the right wing side, McDonnell coughed it up. Here's Smith. Left it off Stenell. Into the slot. Fires a shot. He scores! Mikael Stenell
now on the 3-on-2, takes it into the slot and rips it blocker side past Jake Barczewski. The Thunder have a 1-0 lead here, 14:41 into the second period.
With Saturday's win and another 4-1 triumph the following afternoon, the Thunder have now won 5 of their last 7 and have climbed to within 3 points of a playoff spot. Wichita now embarks on the longest road trip in franchise history, beginning a 12-game, 6-city excursion Wednesday in Coralville, Iowa. That was Reagan Cleaves on the call, as heard on the Wichita Thunder Broadcast Network. The Rapid City Rush returned home for a 2-week homestand in a critical series against the Tahoe Night Monsters. After seeing a 4-0 lead get shrunk to 4-3, the Rush turned to the ECHL's Player of the Week to secure the weekend sweep.
Then Bennett has it. Across the way, too many sticks in the slot. Forced out by Swick. The Rush get a shift in the offensive zone. Bennett right back in transition. Right side. He shoots. He scores! Did he need that or what? Second goal tonight for Blake Bennett. And the Rush extend the lead to 5-3.
Bennett totaled 3 goals and 5 points in the 2-game set, earning him the Player of the Week honors for the second time in his career. Corey Berberian had the call for the Rapid City Rush. Finally, we check into the Central Division, where the Iowa Heartlanders and their captain Johnny Sorensen continued his strong February last Friday against Kalamazoo.
Gave it away to Denoye, who's won a lot of puck battles. 2 helpers today. Sorensen, beeline, score! It's Johnny's day. It's 4-1. Sorensen has a double here in the third. Have a day, Johnny Sorensen. Have a day. My goodness. Take a look. The outside move, and then to find a way to get back inside and slip that 5-hole. The skill and effort combination on this goal from Johnny Sorensen.
Sorensen has scored 7 goals in the last month. David Fine and Chris Peters on the call from Mediacom MC22. Our final play takes us out to Utah, where the Bloomington Bison wrapped up an 8-game road swing with a 4-3 overtime win over the Utah Grizzlies on Monday evening.
Taken back behind the net by Nikita Sedov. Won't be long before the boos start raining down. Home crowds love it when away teams hold the puck behind the net. 2-on-1 up ice. Shane Ott right side. Has Matsushima with them. Gives for the trailer. Sedov. Rips. Scores! End of game. Good night, Grizzlies. Nikita Sedov with 3 points. And he gets the GWG less than a minute into overtime.
Nikita Sedov capped off his 3rd 3-point game of the season with the game winner and jumped into 2nd place in points among ECHL defensemen in the outing. That was yours truly on the Bison Broadcast Network. Now let's take it back to your games for the continuation of the hunt for the 2026 Kelly Cup playoffs.
Back here inside Scope Arena, wrapping up the Buds Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric second intermission show. It's time for the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Here from downtown Norfolk, it's a tied 4-4 game here between the Admirals and Komets here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network. Nick Kimball alongside Brad Jones and producer Benjamin Draper off to our right, ready to start the third and final period between the Admirals and Komets. Here for Friday night action. Puck is down, we're underway. We start 5-on-5, full and even strength, no carryover penalties or power plays, aside from the game misconducts earned. Back in period number 2, Justin Young, I do not believe, has made a reappearance from the Admirals dressing room following his injury from period number 2. So the Admirals down 4 players, 3 game misconducts, and 1 injury. We're tied at 4, 30 seconds into this Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Braden Engum from the trapezoid finds Will Magnuson and Jack O'Leary on the breakout. O'Leary tried to force it through the middle, and Dufour dumps it towards the front of the net. Backdoor feed not taken. Good defensive stick from Engum from the high slot. It goes right into the catching glove of Alex Worthington with 9:12 remaining in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Brad, how do you take the emotion from period 2 and not get too high, not get too low in a tied third period?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta stay even keel. You can't get over the edge where it's pulling you out of position. That shot right there from Dufour, though, if you're the Admirals, Magura had time and space like that on the first goal of the game. Dufour's power play goal and Harsh's 3-on-2 goal, all very similar in the way they had that time and space to pick their corners there. So you want to lock down those chances in the D zone for the Admirals, not giving that time and space to these Fort Wayne shooters.
We'll see what kind of line combinations both teams have to offer following a minimum of 3 players exiting the game, 4 for the Admirals.
So right now it's Miller, the fourth line right wing for Fort Wayne, is playing defense. He's paired up there with Harsh. It was Krebs with Hano was the other pair. So it looks like for right now, Fort Wayne rolling 4 guys on defense.
Puck finds its way all the way down to the Admirals' defensive zone, and here's where head coach Jeff Carr and assistant coach CJ D'Alamonte are going to start to earn a little bit of the pay. Try to coach these players that, and maybe try to take advantage and try and see when those forwards playing defense are back defensively to try to
that's right there.
Encourage their team to attack.
The forecheck pressure on Miller, who's the forward going back to retrieve that puck, and Knoll does a nice job forcing a turnover.
Knoll to the blue line, scored the first goal of the game for the Admirals. This shot deflected over the crossbar just barely, as Reese Harsh, who has a goal in this game, will send it up the near wall. Off the shin pad of Carson Musser and back to Fort Wayne possession. 17:50 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Just over 5,000 in attendance here at Scope Arena tonight, cheering on the Admirals in a tied third period. Krebs will dump it in on a deflection from Magura, and McDougall will have plenty of time and space to set up a set breakout with Dylan Savenkov coming down the near side wall. Nathaniel Day out of his net to play it. Savenkov throwing a hit on Stonehouse as Josh Grawl can't get it deep. Admirals will set up a breakout as Fort Wayne is still on a delayed offside. Now they tag up. McDougall to the left wing for Braden Engum. Takes a hit trying to dump it down into that far corner. Murray will move it up the near wall with help from Janicki trying to lay a hit on McDougall. And it's going to be a hand pass called with 16:57 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Born Primitive is athlete-driven and Patriot-inspired, creating high-performance fitness apparel built for strength, style, and durability. Check out their full collection at bornprimitive.com and elevate your workouts today. Face-off just outside of the Fort Wayne defensive zone. On the near side face-off dot, it goes deflected to the far side circle in Comet territory. Through the legs of Yoder in the neutral zone. Glove down by Magnuson for a moment and then continued the rest of the way by Steff into the near corner. Poked up the near wall for O'Leary, knocked down by Yoder for Dureau, and it is not going to be an icing call. Puck doesn't make it to the goal line. To the near side corner in Comet territory. O'Leary starting a board battle, but pops out for Comet possession. Glove down in the neutral zone on the clearance for Will Magnuson. He'll send it back to Comet territory. 16:23 left in a tied Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Fort Wayne took game 1 on Wednesday 3-1. It was 2-1 all the way through the game, or all the way through the third period, I should say, and then an empty netter in the final minute earned Fort Wayne the 2-goal advantage. Game-winning goal in the second period on a rim around the boards, hitting the dasher coming out in front to an open net. Much different game tonight as a blue line shot from Christoph Papp found its way through a screen into the midsection of Nathaniel Day with no rebound given up. 15:59 remaining in a tied Michelob Ultra Zero third period.
Yeah, good start here for the Admirals so far. Good point shot coming through there with traffic, forced Day to make a save. Like we said, that chaos work. Throw those pucks towards the net and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know if I want you to choose a more even-keeled key to success tomorrow, or just go full chaos and go for it again tomorrow. But they definitely listened to you for the chaos key to success. Now the Admirals trying to cause chaos in the offensive zone as the net of Nathaniel Day was knocked off by Day, so there will not be a line change allowed by the Fort Wayne Komets with 15:50 left in a tied Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Now through February 23rd, you can pre-order the brand new Boardwalk Beach Bums jersey for $150 and the Boardwalk Beach Bums t-shirt for $25. Visit our social media to pre-order yours today so you can be ready for our Boardwalk Beach Bums game on April 3rd. Face off in Fort Wayne territory on the far side circle, blocker hand side of Day. Push to the far corner and out to the neutral zone. Stonehouse skating into it. Players colliding in the high slot. No penalty called, just a tie-up, say the officials. Both players leaning on each other just enough. And Christoph Papp will dump it in to the near side corner in the offensive end. Quick line change is going to be very key for both of these teams on the short benches. Nathan Knoll on a light forecheck route, stays above the goal line. Next man up mentality for the Admirals. 4 players to the locker room in this game. 1 injury to Justin Young, 3 game misconducts on a Donnybrook fight in period 2. Tied at 4, 5 minutes gone in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. David Drake and Braden Engum restarting in the defensive zone. Through neutral ice, deflected in by Reifenberger. Day starts the breakout. Out of his net for Harsh, and up the right wing, now cross ice to the left wing for Dufour. Skate to stick, and at the center ice red, he'll dump it in. There is no high stick from David Drake, the tallest player on this Admiral roster, so very difficult to get a high stick for 55 in blue. 14:30 remaining in this Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Braden Engum with a stutter step to the middle of the neutral zone. Near side wall for Yoder, lost the handle at the blue line, back the other way for Jack O'Leary at the defensive blue line. Backhanded again up the near side. Yoder ties a man up, finding Dureau down the wall. Dureau through the legs, walks in, fans on the shot, stuffs it out in front, comes to the far circle for Musser, and it's behind Dureau, and now Dureau's back defensively on a 3-on-2. Gets his stick on that pass to the middle, stopping the odd man rush, forcing a dump into the left-handed catching glove of Worthington, and it's dropped for Musser and Magnuson.
That's 200 feet right there. You have the offensive chance at one end and break up it defensively on the other.
13:50 left in regulation, tied at 4. Tatayev will dump it in for Fort Wayne, who also makes a quick line change in the neutral zone. At this point, everybody's going to get playing time here in this third period. Going to be very hard to line match because you don't have solid lines, and you're going to run out of fresh legs here towards the end of this game. Musser, far circle shot goes wide to the near blue line. McDougall leaves it in the middle. Hebert lets one rip, deflected. Rebound near side on the outside of the net, finds its way to the near corner. Everyone lost sight of it except for us here on this half of Scope Arena. We don't have an effect on the play as Florent tries to stuff it out in front. Back to Christoph Papp, reunited with Hebert and Florent.
Exactly what I was going to say. These 3 back together here in the line juggling here of all the players departing this game.
So it seems like we're running Hebert centering Papp and Florent.
Dureau, Reifenberger.
Well, Dureau, Yoder, and O'Leary. And then Reifenberger, Knoll, and Savenkov, I think, is our 3 lines. And back the other way comes Fort Wayne to the Admiral's end. So it is Savenkov, Knoll, and Reifenberger out. Again, Jeff Carr's just going to try to roll 3 lines and keep everybody as fresh as possible as Worthington will snag this one in his crease with 12:27 remaining in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. And this will be our first media timeout of period number 3, still tied at 4 on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We are the spirit of a nation, not in name, but in action. In the lives we lead, in the values we carry forward, that spirit lives on in us. We don't preserve history to look back. We preserve it to move forward, because Williamsburg doesn't stand still. It stands tall. This is Williamsburg, where America's journey begins. Start planning yours today.
$12:27 remaining in a tied Michelob Ultra 0 third period. Get your Admirals fan starter pack now through February 28th. Get this package with an Admirals Loud Cup, game puck, blanket, and salty bobblehead for just $75. This offer is online only and won't last long, so visit our online store to get yours today, and you can scan the QR code on your Flow Hockey screen. Admirals win a defensive zone faceoff. McDougall will send it cross ice to Grant Hebert. Coincidentally enough, he was one of the ones that started that Donnybrook, as this one gets deflected over the glass and out of play. He had the original fight that did not carry the extra game misconduct, and then everything else followed him in his first fight.
Chaos.
Yes.
Chaos to follow.
Not even organized chaos,
No,
just
chaos.
chaos. 12 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. 4-4 tie. Norfolk 3 for 3 on their power play opportunities to this point. Fort Wayne 1 for 3, both teams with 41 minutes of penalties. All 8 goals scored in the opening 40 minutes of play. No one finding the back of the net here in this Michelob Ultra 0 third period to this point. 8 minutes gone in the final period. Poked up the far wall in front of the team benches. Hebert takes over. Near side for Brady Florent. Back cross ice, tries to dump it towards Fort Wayne territory. Admirals in the middle of a line change. Luca Hano looks for any option in a white jersey from the top of his own defensive circles. Retreats in front of Nathaniel Day. Hano into the middle for Grawl. Over the Admiral blue line, picked up by Braden Engum. Good patience. He'll wheel out of the Admiral's defensive zone for Josh McDougall. Onto the tape of Chase Yoder. Yoder into the near side circle. Dumps it cross corner, wanting someone to forecheck, and it's Jack O'Leary fresh off the bench, but he can't earn possession. With 11:05 remaining in regulation, tied at 4. Matt Capani meeting the shoulder of Braden Engum, getting the puck up to the blue line. Slow roller on a deflection, gets kicked out by Chase Yoder, and rimmed hard around the boards to the far side. That's why Alex Worthington stays in the net. He learned his lesson on Wednesday. That one hit a stanchion and came right out in front.
So do you expect those stanchion bounces sometimes, not the kick plates?
Either way, you could see the thought process of Worthington as the Admirals are caught offside with 10:38 remaining in period number 3. Worthington wanted no part of that rim around the boards after what happened to him on Wednesday. $10:38 remaining in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. 4-4 is the tie score. Both of these teams will be in action again tomorrow for Yorktown night. Specialty jerseys to be donned by the Admirals. Nathan Knoll, another broken stick off the faceoff. Head equipment manager Curtis Mosley hard at work tonight getting those fresh Warrior twigs to everybody who needs them. Knoll for Magnuson, near side defensive corner, back left corner for David Drake. Up the wall for Reifenberger, good breakout for Nathan Knoll, and he'll gain the center ice red and dump it into the near corner. Miller up the near side, stolen away by Knoll, reverses for Savenkov. Too far away from him, and Fort Wayne will clear it to the blue line. Glove down by Savenkov, there's no hand pass. Knoll fires one that's blocked away. Day is run into again as Reifenberger was dumped in by a Komet defenseman. There will not be a goaltender interference penalty with 9:57 remaining in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. This should take us to our second media timeout as the Komets and Admirals remain tied at 4 here on the Centerra Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
WGNT 27 has moved up to Cox Channel 44, where you can catch news in the morning on your time.
Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us.
Watch evening news at 7 that's worked around your schedule, and late news at 10 that's not too late, helping you get to bed on time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, did I mention we broadcast Norfolk Admirals games? Score! WGNT 27, your home for local news and sports, now on Cox Channel 44.
Four tie between the Admirals and Komets. 9:57 left in this Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Nathan Knoll, Chase Yoder, Brady Florent, and Christoph Papp, the goal scorers for the Admirals. Magera, Janicki, Dufour, and Harsh, the goal scorers for the Fort Wayne Komets. 3 power play goals for the Admirals, 1 power play and 1 shorthanded goal for the Komets.
Oh, a Comet went down hard. Is that Aliardi? I think it is.
That gives the Admirals possession in the offensive zone. It gets deflected on a blue line shot to the near circle. McDougal leaves it for Florent. Back to McDougal on the near side, and Fort Wayne's going to come out with numbers, a 3-on-1. Down the near side, there's Aliardi working near circle. Blocker saved by Worthington. His best of the night. He made it look routine.
A little too much dipsy-doodle there from both Florent and McDougal trying to make the cute plays at the blue line. Leads to that chance there and a big save by Worthington.
Murray fires a shot wide of the far post. Picked out of the far corner by McDougal. Up the wall, Papp gets there. Broken stick gives Hebert a chance to dump it in. Tried to find Florent cross ice. It gets deflected for Comet possession up the near wall. Tatayev has it bounce over his stick, but he's able to get it back, and it's stolen right away by Dureau. That's offside, as Dureau couldn't get a skate back towards the blue line. I believe it's the right call.
Yeah.
With 9:04 remaining in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Evan Knox was with us. He was about to wash it out, and then Dureau just pirouetted a little too much.
Well, he had it right about here. It was okay until right there he lost the puck, and as soon as that puck came off his stick, if he has possession of the puck, that's good. It's the minute he lost that possession just ever so slightly.
And another one thrown over the glass and out of play. 11 minutes gone in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period, still tied at 4. Whether you're celebrating a win or bouncing back from a tough game, remember you can always win at Beam Light Sauna. Experience the benefits of infrared saunas and light therapy. Detoxify, recover, and recharge. Visit beamlightsauna.com to book your session today. Fort Wayne winning a neutral zone face-off. They'll have possession out of their defensive end. It's backhanded off the glass. Magnuson gloves it down, but it's picked up by Magura. And a good back check from Magnuson. Spinorama shot blocked away by Yoder. Cleared up the far wall. No blue line shot taken. It's rimmed the rest of the way by Trevor Janicki. It's through O'Leary, but it does find its way to the neutral zone. Dureau chasing it down. And back towards Admiral possession at the blue line for Musser. He'll walk through the neutral zone down the near side wall. What a move from Musser. He'll walk in for a shot that's blocked away by Miller. Near side Yoder can't rip it. It was a rolling puck over his stick. Yoder holds it, walks the goal line, stuffs it out in front, glove down in front by Fort Wayne, comes into the midsection of Day. It's loose in the low slot, comes near side circle, poked to the corner by O'Leary. Trying to chase it down for Dureau behind the net. There's a broken stick for Magera, so that allows Braden Engum an opportunity to try to hold the blue line. Held in for a moment and back to the neutral zone for Engum. Pure, unadulterated chaos here in this game. 7:45 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Pinot sends it up the near wall. Musser pinches in. Grohl on the second effort gets it to the safety of center ice, and it's dumped the rest of the way by Kapani. Worthington out of his net sends it up the far wall. Savenkov clears it out. Yoder was in the middle of a line change, so he can't corral it. Kapani comes back the other way down the near side wall into the corner. Musser leaves it for David Drake, taking a hit to make the play. Reifenberger settling a rolling puck for Nathan Knoll. Drop for Reifenberger. Great breakout for Savenkov, who avoids a collision and dumps it into the far corner. Knoll chases it. Loose shrapnel down in the Fort Wayne defensive end. It goes off a stick. Reifenberger. Knoll fires a shot. That's where he scored back in period 1. He missed the net this time.
I think that might have caught the iron, Nick.
Knoll comes right back on the forecheck. Earns possession into the middle for Reifenberger. Down into the corner. Aliardi moves it through Reifenberger to the far side. Hano tied up by Savenkov, but he'll find a breakout option onto the stick of Drew Krebs. Krebs for Aliardi, shadowed to the outside by David Drake with 6:40 left in regulation, still tied at 4. Got to remember, through all the chaos, 2 points up for grabs, still tied at 4. Reifenberger tied up at the blue line, dropping it back to Drake. Near side circle, McDougal up the wall. Florent backhands it in from the red line. Far side corner, Christoph Papp chasing it down. Hebert also on the forecheck, but it rolls towards the top of the circle. Hebert gets it back, looking for Florent. They'll battle for it to the high slot. Papp rips one that's blocked away. Another broken stick. Warriors getting their money's worth on a new order coming up, courtesy of the Norfolk Admirals. 14 minutes gone in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Our first Sheraton Waterside icing of this third period being called against the Fort Wayne Komets. So we will not go to our third and final media timeout of this third period.
I like it's back-to-back shifts of physicality for the fourth line. Knoll and Savenkov and Reifenberger throwing their weight around. You only got 3D, then you got Miller playing back, so 4 guys rotating through D for Fort Wayne. They're going to be tired naturally. You start hammering them physically, you're going to wear them down. That's what's going to lead to those turnovers and continued offensive zone time for the Admirals here late in this contest. As you see the net drive there from Chase Yoder on the Visit Williamsburg replay. Chaos.
Trevor Janicki just dropping to his knees. He didn't want to cover the puck. He would have taken the delay of game penalty. Just doing everything he can to shield the puck from danger. 5:58 left in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Puck cleared out by Fort Wayne to the neutral zone off a body of Magnuson. He'll poke it at the blue line, but still held by James Steffen. Now back down, near side circle. Janicki cycles it back to the trapezoid. Tatayev, intercepted by Yoder up the near wall. Can't get it to O'Leary, but Yoder gets it on the second attempt. Throws it off the glass on a smart play down the ice. Not enough for an icing call. Duro on the forecheck. Off the shin pads of O'Leary. He couldn't pick it up. So Tatayev gains space through the neutral zone. Far side circle. Backdoor feed. Save Worthington. Rebound there on the near side. Goes in for Janicki. 5-4 lead for Fort Wayne.
Janicki coming up big again, his third point of the night, second goal as we take a step back in time to visit Williamsburg replay. All the chaos for the Admirals in the offensive zone, unable to find the back of the net and a rebound off the right toe. And that's about as easy as it gets as far as a rebound tap in there for Janicki. Nothing Worthington could do there on that rebound.
5-4 lead for the Fort Wayne Komets. 5:18 remaining in the Michelob Ultra Zero third period. Crunch time for the Admirals coming up. A neutral zone faceoff picked up by the Komets. They'll dump it in wide of Worthington into the trapezoid for David Drake to handle.
Trevor Janicki. Assists for number 9, Blake Murray, and number 74, Kirill Tutayev at 14:42 of the third period. Janicki from Murray and Tutayev at 14:42 of the third period.
Sheraton Waterside icing called against Fort Wayne, so it's another no-change situation. Janicki, second of the game, has Fort Wayne up 5-4. We'll take a look at our upcoming home games again. It's a specialty jersey night tomorrow night for the Yorktown Admirals night, and then a pair of winning Wednesday games against the Greensboro Gargoyles and the Idaho Steelheads. Far side circle face-off in Fort Wayne territory. Sheraton Waterside icing. We have reached the final 5 presented by Centera, by the way. 4:54 left in regulation. Glove down at the blue line by Musser. He'll walk towards the boards. His shot gets deflected down to the corner. Hebert taking a collision, finding Brady Florent on the forecheck. Near side circle, McDougal rips one off the blocker hand of day. His best of the night. Florent back to the high slot. Off the legs of Papp. McDougal holds the line for Papp in the near circle. Papp looking for an option. Blue line. McDougal rips one, deflected to the near corner. Papp gets to it. His net guard is flailing around as it goes to the far side for Musser. Musser to the corner, through for Brady Florent in the trapezoid, crisscrossing with Hebert below the goal line. Now Papp on the near side hash marks. Tries to throw it on goal and backhanded out by Fort Wayne for Worthington to play it straight up the near side for Florent. 4 minutes remaining in regulation. Fort Wayne now leads 5-4. Backhanded back to the neutral zone. Hebert resets for Braden Engum. We're still due for our final media timeout of the third period. A couple of icings and a goal have given us some stoppages where we can't take advantage of a media timeout. We'll keep an eye on Alex Worthington to see what Jeff Carr wants to pull the goalie. O'Leary down low. Yoder backhander, glove save by Day. Point blank for Yoder. He couldn't elevate it high enough. Back-to-back big saves for Nathaniel Day. Preserves the 1-goal lead for the Komets. 3.5 left in regulation. Engum and Drake come away with the puck with Chase Yoder. Yoder through the legs of O'Leary. He corrals it in the neutral zone. Stops up at the blue line, gaining entry to the offensive end. Tries to dump it to Jaden Dureau, but it was behind him and intercepted by Fort Wayne. Back to Admiral territory. 3:10 left in regulation. 5-4 lead for the Komets. Right wing over the blue line. It was offside as Chase Yoder was a little impatient on a slow roller. That will take us to our third and final media timeout. 3:03 left in regulation. Norfolk trails 5-4 here on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
Hi, Norfolk Admirals hockey fans. I'm Jan Jeffcoat from the National News Desk. Depend on our network of nearly 4,000 local journalists when news breaks across America. Locally covered, nationally connected, the National News Desk covers major breaking news across the nation, region by region, state by state, city by city. The National News Desk is America's News Now. Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on MyTVZ.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. The Home Comfort Hat Trick. For all of your home service needs, you've got a Bud for that.
Final 3 minutes of regulation. Fort Wayne leads 5-4. Brad, what are we looking for out of a shortened bench from the Admirals here? Are you looking for rolling lines, or do you think Jeff Carr is going to go for a couple of 1-2 punches?
Yeah, I think you're going to go your top 2 lines at this point, trying to tie this game. Probably a shift for your top line. Maybe get 2 shifts in for each. With a timeout still in the pocket here, and you got to create that cast. It's all about possession. Getting on the forecheck, get numbers, and you got to work everything towards the front of the net. Don't screw with it on the perimeter. Trying to make cute plays.
Well, we say that, and it's more line juggling as now Reifenberger, Nolan, O'Leary are out there with 2:55 remaining in regulation. Musser from his own trapezoid works down the right wing for Nathan Knoll. Over the red line, he'll dump it in. Reifenberger cut down on the near side half wall, trying to get in on the forecheck. To the blue line, held by Engum, deflected, blocked in front. O'Leary can't settle a bouncing puck, and it's thrown down the ice. It's a foot race to earn the icing call. Braden Engum gets there with now 2:33 remaining in the Michelob Ultra 0 third period. We'll keep an eye on Alex Worthington. The Admirals were in this position, trailing by 1 goal on Wednesday. An empty net goal sealed the deal for Fort Wayne on Wednesday. Admirals looking to tie this one up. 2:33 remaining in regulation. Norfolk needs 1 to tie. An offensive zone faceoff is won by Fort Wayne. And Tatayev will move through the middle to the right wing for Janicki. It's a delayed offside. That'll give the Admirals time and possession out of their defensive end. Engum to the right wing for Nathan Knoll again. He'll backhand it into the near corner. Thrown out by Fort Wayne all the way down. Alex Worthington coming out of his net to play it to the far side for Musser. Bounced over his stick a little bit. Final 2 minutes of regulation. Musser leaves it for Grant Hebert. Left wing, Florent dumps it in. Out there with Chase Yoder. Worthington looking to the bench. Dureau seems to be the extra attacker. Worthington goes, picked up by Fort Wayne. There's too many men on the ice for the Admirals. They got away with one.
Yes, they did.
Dureau was all the way on the near side of the ice, and Worthington was still on the ice.
The Fort Wayne bench is not happy, and I don't blame them.
Well, Hebert was just cut down on the far side for no penalty call, so again, it all evens out in the wash. We stay 5-on-5, 90 seconds left.
The Admirals tie this game. You're going to see the Fort Wayne bench come unglued.
They're already coming unglued as it's rimmed around to the trapezoid Florent out in front, off the outside of the net on a Yoder one-timer, Hebert for Yoder, far circle, Yoder toe drag, shot, hit the post, and the rebound goes behind the net. Pap at the blue line, Dureau near circle, far side McDougal, rips one wide of the net, rebound to the blue line, Pap holds it, 1 minute left in regulation. Dureau near side half wall, Norfolk needs one to tie. Dureau to the corner, back intercepted at the goal line, backhanded, held in at the blue line by Pap, backhander to McDougal on the far side. Rim to the far corner, no one is there for Norfolk. Hebert gets to it, far side, net is off of its pegs, held in by Pap, and we stop play. Fort Wayne should not be allowed to make a line change. 40 seconds left in regulation. Norfolk needs one to tie.
I think they're going to dodge a bullet here. The Fort Wayne bench livid about the goaltending, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Carr is going to use this timeout right here anyways. Take a step back in time. Here's that shot right there, ding off the post.
Oh, man.
That close to a tie hockey game once again. And we'll see if Coach Carr wants to use that timeout or not. It's pretty much like the same unit out there for Norfolk, so you got tired legs for Fort Wayne. But it looks, at least as of now, the Admirals are going to stick with it, not letting Fort Wayne get that extra rest.
Head coach Jeff Carr is now going to take his timeout as he and CJ Dialamonte were protesting and successfully, I might add, to add an extra couple of seconds onto the clock. So 42 seconds left. Jeff Carr does take the timeout, and he will be having a discussion with referee Brendan Schrader over there as well.
I saw him pointing towards the batch of Fort Wayne players, so I don't know if he's saying they snuck in a change for a fresh body or what the protest was there, but 42 seconds left here in this third period, down by a goal. Nick, it starts, what do we talk about? Same situation last night. You got to win the face-off, and if you lose it, you better get on that thing right away and not allow a clean exit here for this Fort Wayne team. You get possession, get to work right away. Don't screw with it on the perimeter. Get it to the net.
.42 seconds left in regulation. Norfolk needs one to tie. Worthington to the bench for the extra attacker. Hebert, Yoder, Florent, Dureau, Pap, and McDougal. 5 forwards and 1 defenseman. Fort Wayne wins the faceoff, rimmed around the boards. It's past McDougal. It did not get deflected, so it's a Sheraton Waterside icing with 34.5 seconds left in regulation.
Gotta bear down, gotta bear down. Find a way, if you're Hebert, always the old adage, you don't have to win it, but don't lose it. Tie up 50-50 puck. Allow your wingers, Yoder, Dureau, Florent, to engage and bump it back to the point and establish possession.
Norfolk wins the offensive zone faceoff. McDougal for Pap, near circle, Dureau. Backdoor feed, score! Tie game! 26 on the clock! Brady Florent on the back door. Where else would you find him?
See the replay, if it's tipped or not, ends up being Chase Yoder going through the line here. We'll see Dureau. It looks like it is right there. Boom, what a tip. It's going to be Chase Yoder's goal, I think. Unless it was double tipped, Nick. It was off the stick of Chase Yoder. Maybe it hit Florent too in a double deflection. I don't know. I don't care. No matter what, we're tied.
23 on the clock, tied at 5. Are you not entertained? Reifenberger dumps it in from the neutral zone.
Goal scoring his 19th of the season, number 94, Brady Florent. Assist for number 7, Chase Yoder. And number 17, Jaden Dureau. At 19:33 of the third period. Florent from Yoder and Dureau at 19:33 of the third period.
9 seconds left on the clock, and it's a Sheraton Waterside icing called against Fort Wayne. And again, they're livid about the decision. Now a discussion with the timekeeper. Is Norfolk going to get a couple extra seconds added on again?
Let Fort Wayne worry about the refs. We'll go try to win the game.
Tied at 5 with 10 seconds on the clock. And now Fort Wayne's getting an extra rest because the officials are going to talk to the Fort Wayne's captain on the bench.
Lambasting one of the officials, pointing at him, and he's pointing at him. Now he's pointing at a linesman, yelling at that's Brett Brody, the linesman. Everyone's getting an earful down there from Jesse Kalecki.
Evan Knox says, let's get this puck down and move on. Offensive zone face-off, picked up by Fort Wayne. 7 seconds left. It's rimmed around through DeRoe all the way down. And it's another Sheraton Waterside icing.
Put a couple seconds back on the clock. He's still yelling at the officials down there, pointing and hollering. Well, you got to be careful. He's going to get a bench minor.
Well, now they are going to get their way and bring the face-off out to center ice.
How many times can you aggressively put your fingers and hands in the face of the officials before you get a bench minor? I mean, he's doing it again.
We saw this with the Trois Rivières coaching staff, too.
That was about 10, there's 12. There's finger pointing all over the place. Look at just hollering. I don't know if they can get a camera. You can see it there in the upper right of your screen. Jesse Kalecki coming unglued. Still hollering.
A formality of a face-off at center ice. Puck is down.
Tee him up.
Overtime coming up. We'll step aside on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network and get this sorted out. 3-on-3, 7-minute overtime coming up. Tied at 5 between the Admirals and Komets on the Centera Norfolk Admirals Broadcast Network.
When it comes to your home, trust matters, and Home Genius Exteriors has you covered. Our experts are ready to tackle any exterior project for your home. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience.
The Catastrophic Injury Team at Cooper Hurley helps people injured in truck, motorcycle, and other serious crashes.
We take on big insurance companies and powerful corporations. If you've been seriously injured, call the experts.
Call Cooper Hurley.
Centera. We improve health every day. More simply, affordably, and personally. Why? It's what we were born to do. How? With high-quality health care and exceptional health plans. All for the patients, members, and communities we serve. Centera. Improving health every day.
Cars. Nico loves his. The only part Nico doesn't love about his car is paying his loan. So when he saw he could choose the ride rebate option with a Langley My Design checking account and get money back on every car payment, it was all gas and no brake to the Langley app. And because the My Design account lets him change his features when his needs change, it was perfect for this car guy and his new girl. Open your My Design checking account online or at any Langley branch today.
3-on-3, 7-minute, sudden death overtime. Teams will swap ends. We're tied at 5. A tying goal in the final minute from Brady Florent has us going into extra time. Yoder, DeRoe, Engum out on the ice for the Admirals. Norfolk will be moving right to left across the ice surface. Yoder wins the faceoff for the all-important opening possession of overtime. 7-minute, 3-on-3 overtime, tied at 5. Engum nearly lost it in front of his own net. He'll corral it in the far side corner, drops it for Yoder. Yoder diving over a body, yields possession, backdoor feed, off the outside of the net for Murray. That close to game over.
Dodged a massive bullet, Nick.
Fort Wayne, save made by the left pad of Worthington. There goes DeRoe. DeRoe can't do it all himself, and it comes back on a 2-on-1 for Fort Wayne. Far side, Tatayev, held up by Engum. Tatayev walks to the top of the zone, shadowed by the defenseman. And Tatayev will walk back towards the blue line. Fort Wayne makes a 2-player line change. Tatayev still holding on to it. Near circle, one-timer. It was fanned on
group's tired, Nick, and they're missing their assignments. 3 turnovers this shift and getting out of position.
Blocked by Yoder. Yoder, a breakaway partially in overtime. He lost the handle. Yoder cuts to the net. Airmails it over the crossbar. Elevated a little bit too much. Now Florent, McDougal, and O'Leary out on the ice. Fresh legs. Magera heads to the benches. Tatayev at the tail end of his shift nearly yields possession for Fort Wayne. Tatayev walks to the high zone, shadowed by McDougal. Tatayev retreats to the neutral zone, heads off for a line change. 1.5 minutes gone in overtime. Fort Wayne back to their defensive end. Jaden Grubb holds it behind his own net. Grubb drops it at the blue line. O'Leary almost stole it away. Forces Steffen back.
He was waiting for that. He was trying to read that one like a book.
Steffen with speed into the offensive zone, around McDougal, around the net, dangerous into the boards.
Turn it.
We gotta either stop play or go hard.
They're not going to stop till possession changes. Admirals got to take advantage, Nick.
Steffen is back on his feet. O'Leary the other way. O'Leary fires! Score! Game over!
Said it, Nick. You got to take advantage. And they just let Jack O'Leary walk in and picking apples off a tree there. Beats Nathaniel Day, high glove. Unfortunate for Fort Wayne with the hard collision with the end wall. But if you're the Admirals, you're not concerned about that. You got a man down, it's out of the play. 3-on-3 overtime, you get a 3-on-2 rush. You got time because of the slow Fort Wayne player to get up. Take advantage of it, and the Admirals do just that.
Oh, scoring his 12th of the season, number 9, Jack O'Leary. Assistant number 23, Josh McDougal. At 2:14 of the overtime period. And that ends our game with your final score, Admiral 6, Komets 5. Total shots on goal for the Admirals, 35. The Komets, 26. Stand by for the 3 stars of the game and for Chuck-a-Puck. For those of you participating in Chuck-a-Puck, please do not throw your pucks until my go. Tonight's third period was presented by Michelob Ultra Zero. Thanks for finishing strong with us. Now the 3 stars of the game brought to you by Great Bridge Dental. Tonight's 3rd star of the game from your Norfolk Admirals with 2 goals, number 94, Brady Flores. Tonight's 2nd star of the game from your Norfolk Admirals with 2 assists, number 17, Jaden DeRoe. And tonight's number 1 star from your Norfolk Admirals with the game-winning goal, number 9, Jack O'Leary. In-arena host Marco Myers is joined by tonight's number 1 star.
All right, fans, let's hear it once again for tonight's number 1 star, number 9, Jack O'Leary. Jack, that was a wild game, maybe one of the most entertaining games of the season for the fans. How do you feel after a game like that, and how'd you guys get it done tonight?
Yeah, 100%. That felt great. I mean, Worthy played like a rock back there for us, and then Ozzy, Fetty, Sutz, and Heaves with that fight was unbelievable.
Came through yet again. You had the overtime winner. Tell us, how did that play develop? What did you see there?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just developed. They had a guy to fall down there, and Dougie and Flo made a great play, and yeah, I'm just lucky it went in.
Did you expect tonight's game to be so physical?
Yeah, you know, I think that's part of our identity. So, you know, every game we're going to try and bring it and play a physical style.
Well, congrats on the win tonight. Another big performance by yourself. We'll see you guys again here tomorrow night.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
One more time, fans. Let's hear it for the #1 star, Jack O'Leary. And one more time, let me hear you make some noise. We are Norfolk Admirals!
A 6-5 final score in overtime over the #1 team in the Central Division, the Fort Wayne Komets. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Nick Gimbel alongside Brad Jones, producer Benjamin Draper off to our right. Are you not entertained after a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, we use the term chaos. I think Marco just said wild and entertaining. No matter how you put it, that game had a little bit of everything, and just a lot of adversity overcome, from giving up that first goal to losing so many guys there, plus Justin Young to injury, and to find a way to tie that thing late off the stick of Brady Florent and win it in overtime. It's a big win for the team in general. But you know, this one wasn't talked about a lot tonight, but I'm really, really happy for Alex Worthington. He had so many chances, played so well to win so many games early in the season, didn't have the offensive support. Tonight he got that in spades with 6 goals and gets his second win of the season, breaks a personal 9-game losing streak for him. So I'm happy for him to get that win under his belt as well.
Jack O'Leary gets another overtime game-winning goal this season. Jaden Dureau with 3 assists on the night gets to 100 career ECHL points in his young career, acquired from the Orlando Solar Bears, a former Tampa Bay Lightning NHL draft pick. So congratulations to Jaden Dureau. Still awaiting the final judgment from Jalen Samarick and Brandon Osmondson from their scuffle during that mix-up in the second period. Andre Sutter and Connor Fedoric, along with Osmondson, getting the extra game misconduct for the Admirals after Grant Hebert got the opening fight of that scrum. Final score here tonight, a wild 6-5 overtime victory. If you like what you saw, get a ticket quick, because tickets are selling out fast for Yorktown night tomorrow night. The Admirals will be wearing specialty jerseys that are available for live auction now through February 22nd. Head on over to the Admirals website and social medias to take a part of that live auction. For the final game tomorrow, it is Yorktown night. Brad, how do you bottle this energy up? And again, I mentioned it earlier, not get too high, not get too low. How do you take this into tomorrow night for a potentially even more crowded Scope Arena to witness?
Continued chaos, Nick. I mean, listen, I think you look at, holy cow, 2 different games from Wednesday, the offensive battle to tonight in a 6-5 offensive shootout. But the Admirals have played well in both games. That's the most important thing. Even though despite the loss on Wednesday, the team played well, and you got to take that. It's confidence, right? Confidence is so massive. We talked about that on Wednesday with Alex Worthington and the offensive support he didn't get early in the season when he was making 35, 40 saves a game. So confidence is a massive thing. You got to take the confidence that you've built really from both games and take it into tomorrow night. It's going to be a sold-out crowd expected here tomorrow night. It's going to be a raucous building. You know, the fans are going to be expecting a chaotic encore to what they saw tonight, and you got to take that energy out of the crowd and use it if you're the Admirals.
It's a 7:05 p.m. puck drop tomorrow for Yorktown night to conclude this 3-game chaotic series against the Fort Wayne Komets. One final time for Brad Jones on my left and producer Benjamin Draper on my right. I'm Nick Gimbel saying so long and thank you for making us a part of your Friday night. The Admirals win a crazy one, come from behind overtime victory, 6-5 over the Fort Wayne Komets. So long.